Hello and welcome to the North Paris Arena for Day 5 of sitting volleyball at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. Up next, the final match of pool play for Egypt and Kazakhstan is about to come underway. This is a crucial match for determining who goes on to the finals. Both teams are looking really strong and ready to battle it out. They'll enter this court as equals, but only one will emerge as the winners. This is what's coming up, but first our focus is on this match between Egypt and Kazakhstan. We've got a lot of energy here in the arena today. This is going to be an amazing battle between a veteran, very experienced Egyptian team going up against a strong team of newcomers ultimately to the Paralympic Games in Kazakhstan. This is their first appearance at the Games in 28 years, and they're already making waves in this competition, taking sets off of some very strong teams. By contrast, Egypt are 2 times bronze medalists from 2004 and 2016. They have 4 6-time Paralympic athletes on their starting squad. So they're going to be a great test for this exciting Kazakhstani team. Both teams coming into this match have 1 loss and 1 win under their belts, so the outcome of this will likely determine who moves on to the finals from Pool A in the men's group. They've both beaten host France. They've both lost to Bosnia and Herzegovina. One of the favorites for the final of this match.
The loser cannot win a medal. It is as simple as that. So Willie, let's try and find out who's supporting who. Who's going to be here for Egypt? Who's going to be here for Kazakhstan?
Both of these teams extremely capable, full of really strong offensive hitters, amazing defenders. Kazakhstan especially have shown a lot of skill in this competition. It's the first time we've seen them here in a long, long time. They qualified by finishing 2nd at the Asia-Oceania Para Games. The Egyptian team have a wealth of experience on their bench, and they'll be eager to build on their silver medal from the 2023 World Cup. Lots of amazing players. Look out for their captain, number 1, El Shweik. He's a 6-time Paralympian, and in the World Cup last year, he was chosen as the best attacker at those games. For those of you who are new to volleyball, the players are out having their warm-up. They're just getting toned into this game. Like we've said, this is an exciting team of really talented technical players for Kazakhstan. All of them are making their Paralympic debut, but don't let that fool you. Look out for big points from number 5, Nemiratov. He scored 31 of their 95 points in a previous match. And number 18, Altayev, will be up there as well. Kazakhstan are coached by Barjan Takayov. He was chosen as the 2023 Paralympic Coach of the Year in Kazakhstan. He's brought this team along really nicely in recent years, helping them get to this Paralympic Games. Kazakhstan previously defeated host France in a handy 3-0 win, but they lost to Bosnia and Herzegovina. It was a nail-biting match to 5 sets. Really, really good showing from them, so they'll be coming off of a high from that. On the other side of the court, we have Egypt, a really strong, very experienced team. They have 4 6-time Paralympians and 2-time bronze medalists in El Shweik, Abu Yazid Abdullatif, and also Sad Musa and Amr Khamis are 3-time Paralympians, earning a bronze in Rio. So a lot of experience, a really deep bench on this team. Look for them to be really consistent, really steady. And they're coached by Ayman El Afifi. He's very experienced as well. He's been with his team for a long time, previously served as their assistant coach. And just like Kazakhstan, Egypt defeated host France 3-0. It was an easy win over the host, and they went on to lose, unfortunately, to Bosnia and Herzegovina. But again, they're the favorite for a medal in this competition. It was a great fight. You can see the fans. There's lots of students and children in the seats this afternoon. ready to cheer for their favorite team here in the North Paris Arena. We're very close to getting started here, but first we're going to hear the national
Paris
anthems
Arena, please
for
rise
Egypt
if you are
and
able
Kazakhstan.
for the anthem of Kazakhstan.
Maintenant, l'hymne de l'Égypte.
And now the anthem of Egypt.
As a player in a competition like this, it never gets old to hear your national anthem. It's a great way to get yourself pumped, get really zoned in these final moments before the match
the
gets
biggest
underway.
game of the tournament for these two teams. So we wish the very best of luck to Egypt and Kazakhstan.
High fives all around, wishing each other good luck, but no doubt eager to sit down and really show their stuff on this court today. Players going back to their benches after all the niceties have finished, taking those final mental preparations, settling into this environment, and just taking those final moments to really zone in on this competition, think about what they're here to do, and executing this game plan that no doubt has been
Please
building
welcome our international
for months, if
referees.
not
The
years.
first referee from Canada.
And meeting our officials, our first referee is from Canada, Marie-Claude Richet. She's a very experienced referee, and she'll be supported by Andre Ferreira Calado from Brazil. And now we meet our starting lineups from Kazakhstan.
Number 4 and captain, Bayerjan Sartarev. Number 5, Pertebay Namuratov. Number 13, Yerlan Bitsov. Temirov. Number 15, Eric Kaskabayev. Number 18, Yerbolat Altayev.
You can see how pumped these guys are. They're really ready to come out here and prove they deserve to be in this competition. And you'll notice that there's a libero. They're a defensive specialist in a slightly different colored shirt. They wear that shirt. It allows them to run on and off the court and switch out with players without having a formal substitution. And now for the Egyptian starting lineup. These guys know exactly what they're here to do, and none of them more so than their captain, number 1, Hesham Al-Shweik. This team means business. They're here to prove that they deserve to be here, building on their recent successes.
Okay, North Paris Arena. It is time to get this game underway in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
The Egyptian players taking the floor. Their starting lineup, including their captain El-Shweik, we have Ahmed Khamis, who's a middle blocker, El Sayed Saad Musa, Mohamed Abu El Yazid, and Ahmed Zikri, and Matawa Abu El Khir. Final prep, final conversations, reminding everybody what they're here to do, and just zoning in on these final seconds as we get settled in and ready to start the match. Referees will be checking the lineups, liberos taking the floor. And it's Egypt in white serving, Kazakhstan in red receiving for this men's Pool A preliminary match at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. And what a start for Egypt. Big block from Khamis, making his presence known already. Scoreboard with a great swing down the line. Abu Yazid was not ready for that big gap, and he took advantage of it. Excellent play. Now Muratov back to serve. Both teams handling these balls really well, but here we go. Altayev, he's on the scoreboard now. Big swing down the line again. Egyptian block didn't look like it was particularly well placed there. They were a bit too far off, so when that ball hit their hands, it fell right in front of them. So, Egyptian team showing us their blocking skills now. Really strong positioning. Kazakhstan tried to scramble to save that, but didn't quite make it over and in. Saad Musa to serve. The lovely block by El-Shweik. But then it's returned back by Sartayev from Kazakhstan. They're showing a lot of mettle in this. Really steady. Look at that swing. The Egyptian blockers weren't in position and able to find that seam between the defenders. El-Shweik attempting a nice soft turnover, but here comes Ahmed Zikri. Big kill for Egypt.
Here comes up, here comes up, here comes up.
As he then gets to go back and serve after winning his team that point. Another massive swing from Altayev. I think we're going to see that a lot from him today. The Kazakhstan team are so steady, really good passing, that's allowing their setters to set their hitters up. And Altayev just so easily used the Egyptian block against them, smashing the ball off their hands. If you're new to sitting volleyball, there's a few rules that are a little bit different between this game and its standing counterpart. When players go to serve, you'll see that the receiving team is able to put their hands up and block the serve. Players must also have somewhere on their torso touching the ground when they contact the ball. Otherwise, they'll be called for a lift. Really nice handling. That pass to Altayev was pretty tight, and Egyptians reached for it, but he was able to push that down in front of the blockers. Really good skill, really good sight of the defense. Oh, really nice set by El Shweik out to Abu Yazid. And the point goes in favor of Egypt. We were just talking about lifting, the Kazakhstan team just got called for it by the refs. They'll be looking out for it. Captain El Shweik to serve. Oh, an excellent serve. But the Egyptians are called for a net touch, so the point goes to Kazakhstan. Easy point for them, a lucky break. Excellent court awareness by Egypt there. That ball was just out of bounds, but they saw that early and let it go. Abu El-Khir is back to serve for Egypt. The Kazakhstanis handled that with ease, but unfortunately, Sartayev was caught touching the net, which means point goes to Egypt. They're very, very strong, this Kazakhstan team at the net. They're very aggressive. Their blockers on Egypt's side are going to have to find a way to put some hands up. And it's not always power that gets you that point. Zikri coming in with a lovely soft roll shot right over the top of that block. Great defending. Oh, the Egyptian team, they're so fast. They're so fast. Look at that movement. It's not easy to do in this game. But it's Kazakhstan with a beautiful soft touch through the blocker's hands and out of bounds. What a great rally, but a great point win for them. Looks like Abu Yazid was just a little bit too tempted, and he tried to reach out and grab that, but it was too far away. Ah, lovely lead, lovely lead. Egypt's getting a little bit too excited, pushing that ball over, but it went well out. Saad Musa apologizes to his teammates. They say it's all right, mate. Good reach forward by El Shweik to save that. But here comes Nurmuratov. Big swing down the line. Zikri just not far out. He left him inches on that line, and Nurmuratov is going to take that every time. An easy point for Kazakhstan. And it's a big old swing from Saad Musa, no doubt trying to get those high hands of the Kazakhstani blockers, but just missing by inches, it looks like. So point goes to Kazakhstan. And this time the Egyptians are called for a double touch error. That was probably from the touch from Abu Yazid. They're looking a bit frustrated, not really sure how to answer this Kazakhstan offense. Egypt's coach calls timeout. Both teams go to their benches, have a bit of a chat. What can we do to stop this team? Kazakhstan pulling ahead by a few points. Sometimes in a competition venue like this, teams aren't used to playing in these big, loud arenas, and it can take a little bit of time time for the teams to just settle in, get their rhythm, and remember what they came here to do. So no doubt the Egyptian coach Ayman Al-Afifi is just trying to give his team a minute to take a breather, refocus, and come out. They know what to do here. He tries to throw off the Egyptian defense by putting over a tip, but they were ready for that. There he goes. Great pickup by Egypt, Saad Moussa. And Kazakhstan was not ready for that. Oh, and it's an ace for Abul Yazid. A lovely spot to serve that at the libero from Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan now have called a timeout just to stop Egypt in their tracks. They've gained a few points. Kazakhstan keen to just disrupt that momentum, give their own team a breather, a bit of a regroup. Just reminding each other we can play with our hands. It's another subtle difference of sitting volleyball versus its standing counterpart. In standing volleyball, most of the defensive and receiving passes are taken with your arms in a bumping position. But because of the body's placement here on the sitting court, it's much, much harder to get your arms in the right position to take a ball like that. So it's easier, and often you have more control to take the ball with your hands high or in a volley position. Yazid, he means business. He's picking apart this Kazakhstani receiving line. And they're struggling to know what to do with it. The ball's going quite low, which makes it hard for them to handle it with their hands. But that's a lovely pass up by Altayev. And this time the point goes to Kazakhstan. Ball went out when it was brought back over by Egypt. And once again, Nemiratov takes to the service line. It's a big serve, but luckily his blockers were there to pick it up for him. And it's Altayev with an amazing push down right through that Egyptian block. EGY got stuck in the middle and wasn't able to swing out to that outside to help Saad Moussa with his block on the outside. Altayev took full advantage of that. These are big swings, huge swings from Nemiratov. Really pumping up his teammates here. Just look at that reach. He hit the block of EGY, but luckily Kazakhstani defenders were there to cover that. Switching things up a bit, but this time unfortunately went right into the hands of Moussa. Point goes to Egypt. Altayev really trying to fight there, but it doesn't always work, and Egypt have big blocks. Back row attack from Nemiratov. Now they'll push it wide, throw those Egyptian blockers off, but no, point to Egypt. Altayev, no doubt, aiming for those fingers, but it looks like he missed it by mere centimeters. Saad Moussa back to serve again. It's a big swing from Kaskabayev. He hit right into the block, but the point goes to Egypt. They called one of the Kazakhstani players on a lift. Saad Moussa keeps his serve and continues this Egyptian march on to put a few more points on the scoreboard. It's a great pickup by Medyuov. And another great pickup by Medyuov. He's a great libero. He's always where he needs to be. And Yamiratov just bringing that absolutely beautiful touch on that ball. Egypt not really ready for it, aiming for the middle of that court. And Zikri not able to pick that ball up of Khamis's block. Oh, it's a massive swing from Captain El Shweik.
Here comes up. Here comes up. Here comes up.
He's a hugely experienced player.
Here comes
And it touched, looks like it touched the defender in the back row.
Here comes up.
Easy point now for Kazakhstan. As Kaskabayev goes back to serve, he'll no doubt be thinking, this is the time we need to get a few more points. He needs to serve strong and he needs to serve true. And that he does. What a great serve. Throws the Egypt team off their game just a little bit. And unfortunately, that's a lift call for Abdibek from Kazakhstan. You can see him. It's so tempting when you're at the net, especially going up against a big blocker like El Shweik. You're a little bit you're a bit unequal in size, and you just want to get that extra centimeter. It's so easily done. And here's another one, this time for Altayev as he goes to swing at that ball. I think Kazakhstan are starting to show just a little bit of nerves, a little bit of jitters. Egypt are coming back into this set. They just need to settle in, keep playing what they were playing before. It's another error called on Kazakhstan. Looks like Captain Sartayev was called for a net touch. Egypt team is on a roll now. They're going to be keen to keep this up, keep building on this gap in points. Bit of a miscommunication. Libero Abdel Latif goes in to just pop that ball back over the net, but Khamis had other ideas. They crashed. It happens. It happens. El Shweik going for that deep corner. And it's Yamiratov again with a big swing, but this one goes wide. He was hoping he got a touch off the block, but no luck.
Substitution.
We've got substitution now. Abdibek coming off. And Sueyov coming on to show his stuff, seeing if Kazakhstan can't make a few changes and throw Egypt off just a little bit. They've got a lot of momentum at the moment. It's going to be really important for them to keep that as they go in. Muratov goes up for a big swing, but he just misses and hits that aerial. And when the ball touches that aerial, it's out of bounds automatically. Some great defensive play at the net in sitting volleyball. If the blockers get the ball stuck in between them for a specific amount of time, the referees will call a let play. Play ends, no point is awarded, and it goes back to the same server. So El Shweik once again. But lucky for Kazakhstan, that's an easy point for them. They're only 2 points behind here. This is absolutely still here for them to win. Sueyov at the service line. Oh, a couple of big swings from the Egyptian squad. Abu Yazid really showing his stuff, going off that block. There's not much the Kazakhstani defense can do with that. One more substitution. Abdibek coming back on for Sueyov. As Abu El-Khir serves. A little bit off their game here now, Kazakhstan. They need to settle back in and find that rhythm that they had before. Their blockers aren't moving quite as well. And that just allowed Abu El Yazid to just take his pick of shots. Huge line shot there for him. Medvedev not quite ready for that. So Kazakhstan want to put a stop to this. They've called a timeout. Egypt's done very well to find their momentum. They were falling behind earlier in the set, but they're able to dig deep and execute that game plan that they had. As soon as they got the opportunity to swing the ball, they had themselves back in this set.
Y a-t-il des supporters du Kazakhstan, s'il vous plaît? Kazakhstan fans at 3, 1, 2, 3. Supporters de l'Égypte, s'il vous plaît, à 3. For Egypt fans, attention, un maximum de bruit pour lever les décibels.
Egyptians looking really confident as they take the floor again. Some great energy in the North Paris Arena today. Lots of school children here to lend their support. No doubt happy to have a break from school. And that was exactly what Kazakhstan needed. It's not always power that wins you the points in this game. Sometimes it's just a little bit of finesse and a little bit of volleyball IQ. Muratov goes up, looks like he's going to take a big swing, and it's just a lovely soft touch into a hole on the court. Zikri up for a big swing, gets his team that point. Kazakhstan called for a lift as well. So Abu El Yazid goes back to serve. You can just see there, Captain Sartayev once again just really tempted to get that extra centimeter on his block, but you can't do that. And Sartayev taking a very decisive tip. That was really good awareness from him. It was a lovely pass in, but he saw that the defense had their guard down, and he took advantage of that. Easy point for Kazakhstan. From Muratov. This is exactly what Kazakhstan needs if they want to stay in this set. Each set goes to 25 points, which means Egypt is just 2 points away, with Kazakhstan trailing by a few more. And this time, Egypt calls a timeout. No doubt they're just eager to throw off Muratov from his game and give them a slightly better chance of getting that ball back. Marjan Takayov, no doubt, reminding his team exactly what it is they're here to do. Just trying to help them settle their nerves and find that groove again that they had earlier in this set. Once they do that, I think they'll be away.
Vous savez, maintenant nous sommes pleinement dans le money time. Les deux équipes ont besoin de notre énergie. Alors s'il vous plaît, on va utiliser les pieds, on va utiliser les mains, on va utiliser la voix pour faire un maximum de bruit, tout le monde.
Muratov back to the service line. Great serve. It's difficult to get back in your groove as a server after a timeout. He did exactly what his job was there. Altayev goes up for a huge swing. Once again, missing out on those Egyptian hands on the block. Egypt are ecstatic. They're at set point now. But it's not over till it's over. Lovely reception. And it's a big swing and a kill for Captain El Shweik to finish out that set. What a beautiful finish for Egypt. Lovely sight there. Abdibek looks like he thinks it's going to go out, but I think that ball just nicks that line. El Shweik really showing his class and ability there. So Egypt have won set one of this match, 25-22. But it's best 3 out of 5, so there's still a chance for Kazakhstan. These teams were so closely matched. Two aces, 10 kills by Egypt, 12 kills by Kazakhstan, but it looks like it was the blocking that really pulled it through for Egypt. That 3-point difference was very nearly the match for them. Lots of energy here in the arena tonight. The sports presentation team are doing a great job getting this audience really involved in this match. It's a great bit of volleyball that everybody's been able to sit here and watch, and everybody is loving it. Some great moments for both teams here. Big swings from Altayev. Kazakhstan are going to need more of those. And I'm sure they'll be looking to him and to Nemuratov to help them bring out that W in the next set. Elshweik, he's so good. He is so, so good. He's been playing for a very, very long time. A real legend in the sitting volleyball world. And the crowd is absolutely loving this. It's so great to see so many young people here at the Paralympic Games. Probably for most of them, this is the first time they've ever seen sitting volleyball. So what a legacy for the city of Paris that the Games are leaving here.
C'est un quart de finale quasiment qui se joue là. Place pour les demi-finales, pour l'équipe qui remportera cette rencontre. Attention, Jeux paralympiques ici à Paris 2024. Vous y êtes.
Both teams come back to the court, taking their places to begin set 2. And now it's Kazakhstan's turn to take the first serve. Kaskabayev back at the service line. And here we begin set 2. Oh, it's a great swing from Egypt's Kamis. No doubt how the Egyptians intend to continue on the rest of this match. A lovely pass into their setter. Beautiful set out to their hitter, and then you get a point. Textbook volleyball. Sadmusa to serve. Nemuratov with another big swing and nicely covered by the Kazakhstani defense. They're still doing a great job here. And this time he's able to power it through. A big swing into Elshweik and Khamis. Oh, just off Elshweik's hands. Excellent play. Nemuratov now back to serve for Kazakhstan. And a big serve it is, but Egypt able to handle it and return it. And once again, Elshweik showing his class and his volleyball IQ. Just a nice little popover right on the line. All you need sometimes. As his teammate, Ahmed Zikri, goes back to service line. Great swing from Kazakhstan's outside hitter there. But they're just not able to convert this point. Goes back to Egypt. Once again to Nemuratov. Smart play by the setter. When you have a strong hitter, you're going to hit them. You're going to set that ball to them every single time because you know if they have it, they're going to take care of it. They're going to put the ball down, and hopefully that will be an easy point for your team. Captain Sartayev back to serve. Egypt get a big swing on it, but Kazakhstan able to save it. But the point goes to Egypt for a double touch there. When you touch that ball after it's been passed, that has to be an absolutely clean contact. A beautiful set to the right side. Setter hitting the Timirov. He did a great job of turning that around. The ball was coming into him at a bit of a funny angle, but he knew he had a big left-handed swinger there. Lovely serve by Timirov. Egypt handling it really easily, doing exactly what they need to do. Abu El Yazid is, again, one of these really talented members of this team. He's really stepped up in this set. He's got a lot of points to his name. El Shui going back to the service line once more, looking to build a few more points for their side. That's another lift call for Kazakhstan. These are really, really unfortunate errors for them. When you're going up against a really consistent team like this Egyptian squad, you've got to keep those to a minimum. The refs are really on top of them. So it just means you've got to really nail down that discipline. Keep your nerve and just do what you know to do. But Kazakhstan's Mukanbek Kayev comes on and shows us all what he's here to do. As he takes the service line now, hoping to build up a few more points for this Kazakhstani side. Egypt handling that very well. Musa able to get that ball in a good spot. Oh, and that's a lovely, lovely tip. Abu Yazid, he saw that hole a mile away. Kazakhstan defense were not ready for that. Beautiful spot, and that's a really difficult angle to get over the block and in. It takes a lot of skill and a lot of volleyball IQ to get that. You can see the Kazakhstan defense doing a really good job. They're keeping up with the Egyptians. It's just converting those final points. Musa goes up. It's a nice tight ball. That libero on the Kazakhstan side able to get it up. Bit of a miscommunication it looks like, but El Shui comes in like nothing's gone wrong. Takes that massive swing and tags that back line. Timeout called by Kazakhstan.
8-4 pour l'équipe d'Égypte. Alors on a un petit jeu pour vous. Allez supporters, les enfants, les grands, les plus jeunes. Vous allez, quand on vous donnera le top départ, frapper des pieds le plus vite possible, d'accord? Il faut que les tribunes tremblent ici à l'Arena Park.
Kazakhstan team looking a little bit deflated as they come into this timeout. They've fallen behind by a few points, but they're certainly not out of the set. Gonna have to dig deep and find their groove again, get their rhythm back, get some big swings out.
Ok, comme vous êtes très très bon, on va pouvoir élever le niveau lors du prochain moment.
Both teams back on the floor. Abu El here takes the serve. It's a lovely reception by Kazakhstan. That's exactly what they needed, but it's another error call. Captain Sartayev goes up to speak to the referee. He's a little bit frustrated. The ref is just reassuring him she knows what she's doing.
Substitution.
Kazakhstan make another substitution. Abdibek is back on court, seeing if they can do something just a little bit different to get themselves some points. It's a good, smart swing by Muratov. going off of those Egyptian hands. The block wasn't quite set. Easy point for them, nice and smart play. That was a tip from Egypt. The libero on Kazakhstan side is really earning his paycheck today. It's great play, good defense on the blocking, good coverage. EGY coming in, big swing. Kazakhstan's blocking team have really won that point for them. They earned that. Egypt can't quite believe it. It's a good swing by EGY, but both of the blockers from Kazakhstan were well set. Great play on both sides. Another big swing from EGY, but well wide of the court. Kazakhstan saw that. Really good court awareness by their sides. They're looking a little bit brighter now as Egypt call their first time out of this set. EGY looking very frustrated there. He just can't believe he did that. The body language in these timeout sessions are looking very different than they were a few minutes ago. The Egyptian team just reassuring each other, we know what we're doing, we're okay. It's just a couple of points. It's all good. They've been together a long time, a lot of these players. They know each other very, very well. So they'll know exactly what they need to do to help each other out. Kazakhstan coming out a little bit brighter. They've got a little bit of a challenge because Suayev's service has been interrupted by that timeout. Beautiful pass by Elshweik. And a big, big block there from Nemiratov. Followed up by a huge hit, but it's covered, and it's up. Oh, that was excellent play on both sides. What great defense we're seeing here. What great defense. Unfortunately, that last touch, the net got in the way. And Egypt's Abul Yazid is exactly where he needed to be. Big swing by Nemiratov, sends it out to the pins. It's a great job. Egypt scrambling just to get that ball back over. And once again, Nemiratov showing a lot of intelligence, a lot of awareness of the court. Egypt prepping for that great big Nemiratov swing. But it's just a feather light touch there on that front margin. Poor Abdul Yazid is unhappy about that. Oh, great up by Kazakhstan here. Nemiratov goes for a huge swing again. We're waiting to see what the refs call. Kazakhstan convinced there's a touch on that block, but Egypt say no. The referees didn't see it, neither did the line judges. So point goes to Egypt as Saad Musa goes back to the service line. Another big swing from Elshweik, but this time he's the one that hits out. It's a good point for Kazakhstan. Egypt's players still calling for that touch, but I don't think the refs are going to be agreeing with them at this point. Nemiratov back to serve. It's a great strong serve. Ball comes back over. This will be a nice chance for Kazakhstan. Swing from EGY. This time he's just using that block as a tool, pushing the ball into Vitemurov's hands. It's really smart play. EGY back to serve now. But it's a really short pass, but Kazakhstan able to kind of get that over, but again, called on a lift there. So Kazakhstan substitution. Altayev is back in. Batimirov just taking a bit of a break. Oh, looks like timing wasn't quite what they wanted, but referee says too late, you're already at the line, you've got to go. So Altayev comes in at position number 3. And it's a good thing he did. What an entrance. That was a lovely set from Sartayev. El-Shweik comes back with an answer of his own. Big swing through the middle. Ball bounced off the net, which changes its trajectory, makes it a little bit difficult for the defensive players to react on the other side. So, bit of a lucky break for him, but also he's good enough, he can make that happen. Altayev trying to take a second swing there. It goes a bit long. But Kaliev is able to get a great big swing of his own. Egyptian blocker is not able to get that out of the net, called for a double touch. Oh. That was a great attempt by Kazakhstan. That ball came over so quickly. It's a great swing from Egypt, but just out of bounds. In sitting volleyball, the ball is moving only a couple of meters, and it's usually moving about 50 to 60 kilometers an hour. You have literal milliseconds to react. Lovely big swing from Abdibek. Off the hands of Abu Elkhir. Really good sight from Abdibek there. The Egyptian block wasn't quite set. And Abu Elkhir was reaching, which means he didn't really have much power behind that block, making it easy for Abdibek to tool off of his hands. Oh, lovely spot into the deep, but oh my goodness. Medvedev able to get that up and save his Kazakhstani teammates. But unfortunately, they couldn't regroup in time. And Egypt returning with a really nice attack. Oh, look at that effort. He's so fast. For Abu Yazid once again, power hit through the middle. Great coverage. This time it's Suyov, it looks like, getting called for a double touch maybe on that ball. Kazakhstan starting to get pretty frustrated. The Muratov trying to bring them back into this. Big swing off the block. They've got quite a long trek ahead of them if they're going to win this set. They're going to really have to focus in, get their serves in, really reduce those errors. You can't be giving a team like Egypt those easy points. Lovely roll shot from Zikri, but Kazakhstan able to get it back. Now he's going back for a big swing, but it's just long, and it's a point for Kazakhstan. Another big swing from El-Shweik hitting the tape, but Kazakhstan players managed to avoid touching it and it flies out of bounds. You can tell by the players' reactions and how they're feeling in this match. You can tell how important this is to the competition. Both of these teams are really eager to prove themselves. Egypt is wanting to improve. They're bronze medalists. And of course, Kazakhstan, as newcomers to the games in such a long time, are going to be trying to prove their worth. Only one of these teams is going to be able to proceed to the playoffs.
Frapper dans les mains, on va encore élever le niveau, on va voir si vous êtes très bon. À 3, vous allez tout voir. Taper dans les pieds.
Egypt calling a timeout just to stop the advance by this Kazakhstani team. They've managed to get a string of points, which is exactly what they needed to do. They've crawled their way back into this set. They're just within a few points of Egypt now. Egypt looking frustrated. Kazakhstan looking a little bit more settled. We'll see if this timeout did its job. But it's an easy point back for Egypt. Asuyev serves it long. Abu El Yazid goes back to serve now. Egypt wanting to put a little bit more distance between them and Kazakhstan. Lovely swing on two from the captain, Sartayev. Egyptian team waiting for him to take that set, but he has a change of plan and swings on two, catches the Egyptian defense completely off guard. Really brilliant play. Oh, it's a great up by Asuyev. Giving Egypt another chance. That roll shot, huge success for Hamis. Beautiful spot right between those defenders. Asuyev just a little bit too deep for that. Couldn't quite move quickly enough forward. And Musa goes back to serve. Beautifully handled by the Kazakhstan receivers, and a lovely set out to Altayev. When you start getting those good passes, you're going to start getting kills because it gives your setter something to work with. If they have a nice pass, that gives them options. They have multiple players that they can set it to, especially on this Kazakhstani team. Oh, big serve from Muratov, and an excellent play by Kazakhstan. They're starting to find their feet here again, just getting themselves back within 1 point of Egypt. Egypt team again starting to look a bit flustered, starting to argue with each other. They're gonna have to pull it together if they're gonna get this ball back. And that is an excellent ace. Muratov showing us why he's one of the strongest players on this Kazakhstani squad. He's cool as a cucumber, he's super powerful, laser accuracy. Egypt bringing Zikri back in, probably just to add a bit of height to the net. He's so tall, he's got huge reach. And it's also going to give Muratov something slightly different to look at the net. Maybe make him change something up, force an error. But he's so cool. He's so cool. That's another ace for Muratov. Kazakhstan leading this set number 2. Just 4 points to go until set point. Muratov goes for a slight change of speed. Unfortunately, it goes a bit wide this time. And Egypt get an easy point to tie things back up as Zikri goes to the service line. Lovely pass. And again, good pass, great hit. Beautiful point for Kazakhstan. Right off of that Egyptian block. El Shweik so disappointed, so frustrated, but what can you do, really? Mukanbek Kayalev really making his presence known here on the court as Sartayev goes to serve. Abuel here had slightly tight set there, not much he could do with it. El Shweik put it nicely back over. Oh, and it's a lovely fast push down to the floor by Khamis. Those balls move so quickly. He just went right over the top of Kazakhstan's Altayev. Doesn't give you a lot of time to react, but you just have to kind of brush that off and move on to the next point. Not much you can do. And Egypt is answering. They're building that defense back up. That's a big block from Abuel here. Giving them something to cheer about, picking them up again. Giving them some energy to carry them through the end of this set. Substitution over on the Kazakhstani side. Altayev comes out and Batimirov is back in. Batimirov goes for that big swing for hands, just misses. And we find ourselves at set point. Kazakhstan calling a timeout just to throw a bit of a pause onto things, disrupting that momentum that Egypt is starting to build, giving his team just a little bit of a chance of getting that ball back. El Shweik and Coach Ivan El Afifi having a very deep discussion about what they're going to do next. No doubt, both have very strong opinions about what needs to happen, but they leave with a smile.
It is 7 points, so hands up, clap.
Khamis back to the service line for Egypt at set point. Kazakhstan going to have to really dig deep. They just need a side out here. Get that serve, and they're only two or 3 points away. Big swing from Nemiratov, but unfortunately it goes wide, but referees call the Egyptians on a touch. It's still set point. That's an excellent swing. Beautiful sight of that court, just nicking that line. Great coverage from the Kazakhstanis. They just need to keep this ball alive. Oh, and it's a beautiful cut shot, nicking the line by Abu Yazid to end this set, 25-23. Kazakhstan looking really disappointed, but they've got nothing to be ashamed of. They have played an excellent match so far, and it's not over yet. Abu Yazid really showing his stuff there. It looks like Kazakhstan pulled their hands down at the last second, thinking he was going off the top of them, and he just nicks the line. Egypt moving ahead 2-0 in this preliminary match for Pool A men's sitting volleyball, 25-21, 25-23. Really tight sets. Kazakhstan were able to build themselves up some momentum. Their attacking game was strong throughout, 17 kills. Egypt only got 13, but I tell you what, their defense has been excellent. Their service has been really consistent. It's been really strong. When you have a team this experienced, they're just able to take the bad with the good and turn it into points over and over again. We can expect Kazakhstan, when they take the floor, to bring a bit more energy. They need to pick themselves up, just reset, forget about those last 2 sets. They've certainly shown they have the skills and the strength to defeat this Egyptian team, especially Nemiratov. They've got big guns there. It's time they need to get them out and use them. Medvedev also showing his stuff this match. He's been a huge asset to the Kazakhstani squad. Egypt been frustrated at times, and And they've certainly been bested by Kazakhstan, but they're steady, they know what they're doing, and they know how to put the ball away, just like that. Energy here in North Paris Arena is great. Presentation team doing a good job of keeping the fans up and moving. Just building some of that energy up here for these players to feed off of. It's really helpful as an athlete. It's not super full in the stands today, but the energy that the fans that are here are bringing are really useful for the athletes to feed off of and use and build energy in themselves and get excited, get that adrenaline pumping. Athletes back on the floor, ready to get started for this set 3 of preliminary match in Pool A. Egypt to serve. A bit of a miscommunication there on the Egyptian side, but they're able to get the ball over. That's a big swing. And it ends in a point, which is exactly what they needed. Kazakhstan the first to get on the scoreboard this time. That was a huge swing from Kaskabayev. As Mukhanbek Kaliev goes back to serve. Oh, it was a great idea. Kaskabayev thought, I'll take this one on 2, but the Egyptians saw that coming a mile away. Great up by Sartayev. An excellent movement from Zikri from the middle to get out there and close that block. And what a serve, Saad Musa. Just pelting that ball at the Kazakhstani receivers. Meduov comes on. He's going to take charge of this receiving line. Oh, huge swing from Nemiratov, but the Egyptian defense just happened to be in the right place at the right time. El Shweik putting a nice soft touch on the ball, but Meduov is there to pick it up. What can he do this time? Oh, he takes a huge swing. But the Kazakhstani block was ready and waiting for him. They were in such good position. Kaskabayev undoubtedly thrilled with that. That's a great block. It's a nice tip by Zikri, but once again, Meduov is there. El Shweik goes with a tip of his own, and Kazakhstan not able to get that up, so point goes to Egypt. As Zikri goes back to the service line. Egyptian team looking a little bit more animated. Sartayev going up to talk to the ref, looks frustrated about something. Beautiful set by Sartayev. Nemiratov again looking for those high hands, and he's not able to connect. So the ball sails out of bounds and point goes to Egypt. Oh, huge swing. Once again, it's a good idea. Sartayev catching that Egyptian squad really unaware. Zikri hadn't even come into the court yet, but it's just wide. That's another lift call for Kazakhstan. Easy point for Egypt. Zikri once again ready to serve. Kazakhstan just need to settle, but they need to do it sooner than later before Egypt start running away with this set. It's a tight, tight ball. Nemiratov does a good job of handling it. And he's there for the block. Elshweik pushes it over deep, but Kazakhstan easily get that up. Yes, that's exactly what Kazakhstan needed to do. The ball was going, the play was really soft, really quite slow actually. Satayev comes in for a big swing. Yeah, great blocking once again by Kazakhstan. Egypt tried to play that up, but they're just starting to get a little bit unsettled now. They lose a few points in a row. Elshweik saying, I can't hear what you're saying. So great serves by Kaskatayev. Another big set out to Nemiratov, but Egypt able to change things up, push it back over. Oh, what an up by Medvedev. Excellent play on defense. Kazakhstan need to keep their nerve here, and it's a massive swing from Altayev. Huge swing. You saw that block there. He got under that ball and just blasted it upwards off of Khamis's hands. Really, really good skills there. Good effort by Egypt to get some speed on that ball. They were struggling there. Altayev goes for another swing, but it's denied. Egypt playing football as much as they are volleyball, some of these plays. Elshweik with that lovely little soft touch, but what an up. Oh, and it's another Altayev kill. Kazakhstan are back in the game. Beautiful approach. He really got his body under that, just cut that shot across to Abuel here, who says, oof, what was I supposed to do with that? Good blocking from the Egypt side. They've sided out, get that ball back. No doubt looking to build up a few more points. They want to put some distance between themselves and Kazakhstan. It's a bit too close for comfort, I think. Once again, Satayev looking to Nemiratov to finish that play. He does so wonderfully. Nemiratov back to serve. Great blocking, defense, and coverage on the Kazakhstan side. It is really not easy to get those blocked balls up. The ball only travels about 6 inches to a foot in the space of a millisecond. It's excellent reactions by that Kazakhstani team. Big swing from Nemiratov off of the hands of Egypt's Abuel here. So tempting to reach for those, but when you reach, you don't have that power. Really, really good comeback now as Kazakhstan take the lead by 2 points in this set. Egypt squad just reminding each other what it is they came out here to do. They need to settle down, just get back into their groove. Kazakhstan will be really excited, really energized by the progress that they've made recently, but once again, you just need to keep yourself settled, not get too excited, not try and do anything too fancy. They just need to be consistent and stop giving Egypt 3 points through errors. Both teams head back out onto the court. Kazakhstan to serve. Oh, that's a big swing from Nemiratov, just nicking the fingertips of the Egyptian squad. Gets him a nice ace there. It's an Egyptian substitution. Ahmed Fadel coming on, giving Abuel here a bit of a break just to give him a chance to resettle, I bet. Nemiratov goes for another big swing, but it just goes long. So easy point to Egypt as Captain El Shweik takes to the service line. Great blocking once again by Kazakhstan. They're really doing themselves a favor by being really fast there on the net. Altayev with just super reactions there. Excellent execution of that blocking form. Amr going up for his first swing since coming onto court. It goes a bit long. He might just need just a second to settle in. Egypt are gonna have to do something here. Kazakhstan are on a bit of a roll. Another attempt for Amr. Kazakhstan able to keep that ball alive. Oh, it's Egypt that got themselves in a bit of a pickle there. Abouliazid goes to reach for that pass. It just doesn't come out of his hands quite quickly, and the hitter's not able to get to it. Kazakhstan increasing their margin here by 5 points. That's a nice, comfortable gap for them. Oh, that's a lovely return by Kazakhstan. That's some excellent blocking. I think they were waiting with bated breath to make sure that went in bounds. Really great defense. Great movement by Sueov. That's really not easy. Amr coming in at the very last second. Didn't get there quite fast enough.
For Egypt, in comes
Abdullah's on court now, hugely experienced player. Egypt's no doubt bringing him on to give themselves a bit of strength, a bit of steadiness, and just changing it up, trying to stop this Kazakhstani advance on the scoreboard. Big swing from Amr again. This Kazakhstan still able to get these up. Their defense is really on point right now. Oh, great coverage. Altayev able to get that up with a pancake, but when he goes to push the ball over, he comes off the floor. Once again, it's just so tempting. You're really in the moment. You want it so badly, and it's so easy just to give yourself a little bit of a boost. But the referees are really hot on this in this match. Back to Nemiratov for another sure thing. He's their hot hitter at the moment. He came in, he knew exactly where he was putting that ball. Camille's kind of moving away from it like he thought it was out, but it was well in. That was a great hit. Here comes Zikri, but Kazakhstan gets that up nice and easy. And Kaskabayev comes in with a nice controlled, steady shot off the Egyptian block. 16-9, there's no stopping Kazakhstan right now. Egypt are gonna have to find a way. And Abouliazid's the man to get the job done. Really lovely, really not easy line shot there. A bit of hope for Egypt. Abouliazid goes back to serve. He's had 2 aces so far in this set, in this match, excuse me. We'll be looking to get hopefully 1 or 2 more on this string of serves. Great blocking once again by Kazakhstan. They need to set up a hit though. Where's Nemiratov? There he is! There he is! Abdullah he's not in position, his block's not penetrating over that net. And with a hitter like Nemiratov, you need to do that or the ball is coming down in front of you. Good fight by both teams. Egypt called for a net touch. Zikri doesn't believe it. The point goes to Kazakhstan as Egypt calls a timeout. It's been great to see this Kazakhstani squad really come alive. They've really fought for this 8-point lead. Lots of really good passing, lots of quick defense. They just seem like they're ready for everything that Egypt sends their way. Looking very relaxed, very confident, which is great to see after they had a rough start to this match. But I'm sure Egypt will have a few ideas and tricks up their sleeve to see if they can stop this. Mukanbek Kaliev back to serve. It's an easy over. Kazakhstan has a chance for a big swing here. And it's, oh! Kaskabayev goes in for a big swing and he goes off the Egyptian block, but referee calls him for a lift. These are those errors that you just can't be making in a match like this. And Egypt's Abdullah goes back to serve, hoping to help his team catch up on the scoreboard. El Shweik goes up for a big swing, but there's no touch. And point goes to Kazakhstan. Sueov back to serve. And Egypt struggling to get that ball back. Medvedev, however, helps his team return it. Oh, what a great up. Oh, and Nemiratov is there to get that ball back over, and El Shweik just not able to dig it out to one of his teammates. He gets called for a double touch there. Egypt doing another substitution, bringing Musa back in for Abdullah. Oh, El Shweik tempted by that really tight cut shot, but it catches the net and carries the ball out of bounds. A lucky break for Kazakhstan. Egypt trying to change things up once again, bringing in a fresh player in El Sudani, giving Abu Yazid a little bit of a break. Another great pickup by Medvedev, but it comes back too quickly. They're not able to get it back up, but no problem. Zikri back to serve now for Egypt. And it's another big swing from Nemiratov. He's unstoppable. Just gets past the Egyptian block, and El Shweik not able to get that deflection up after Zikri pops it up. Oh, it looked like a big serve from Kazakhstan, but it must have just been out. Line judges right there, they don't miss a thing. And Medvedev comes back out. Big swing this time from Kaskabayev. Egypt bring it back handily. So some great blocking by both teams. Altayev goes in for a big swing, no doubt looking for high hands, but he doesn't quite tag him. Kazakhstan calls a timeout. probably just looking to disrupt the momentum that Egypt is starting to build before they get their legs under them.
That is a timeout call.
Giving his team just a moment, just to settle.
Looking like they're going to take this one a little longer. You will have so good.
Kazakhstan coach Takayov just giving a few reminders to some of his players, helping them remember this is our game plan, remember your training. Don't get too excited, don't try to do anything too special, just play volleyball and the rest will come. Egypt's Khamis back to serve. Satayev hitting Altayev, but it's a mishit. He looks a bit startled by the whole situation. The Egyptian team cool as cucumbers. They're starting to build some points back up. Once again, finding Namiratov, and he puts the ball away for Kazakhstan. When you have a hot hitter, you feed them all day. It's a setter's dream to have somebody like Namiratov just on fire like he is. He's a smart player as well as strong, and he's been great from the service line as well. And that's a great serve. Egyptian player is not able to get that return, and that brings Kazakhstan to set point, keeping them in this match.
It is set point, everybody, hands up, clap, 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 clap.
And it's an ace, oh! Point goes to Egypt for Kazakhstan net touch.
But still set point Kazakhstan to stay in the game. Clap.
So El Shweik is back at the service line now. He's got a long way to go if he wants to catch up. But we've seen stranger things here in sitting volleyball. But here it is. Altayev there with a massive block at the net. Kazakhstan keep this match alive. Oh, great reach by Altayev. Not reaching too much, but just enough to get his hands behind that ball and push it straight down. Kazakhstan storming back in set 3 to beat Egypt 25-16, keeping their hopes alive, not only to win this match, but to proceed into the playoffs for a chance at a medal at Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. The Kazakhstan attackers, certainly led by Namiratov, really gave us a masterclass in great swinging, using the block. Meduov is just an unstoppable defensive player. He had so many balls up, really helping keeping his team alive. They were much more steady, had much more rhythm this set. It's going to be great to see what they do building off of that here in set 4. There's every chance in the world that Egypt can come back and win this set and close this match down. But both teams are really, really well matched to each other, and they're able to give us an absolute spectacle of sitting volleyball today. Kazakhstan really finding themselves here. Namiratov just swinging like a monster. Great serves, plenty of aces, leading his team to win this set. Egypt had a few great plays of their own, but they just weren't able to find an answer to Kazakhstan. You could really see the frustration. Just looking a bit out of sorts, unsure of what to do with themselves. But this is their chance to regroup, get their game plan together, and start fresh. And the crowd know what their job is today. They're here to make noise. They're here to keep these players hyped up in the match. And of course, watch some excellent sitting volleyball on display here in the North Paris Arena today. few last-minute reminders here from the Kazakhstani coaching team, giving their players some little tidbits of advice, little things to keep in the back of their mind as they head back out onto this court. You can't rest on your laurels, especially not with a team like Egypt. They're so experienced. They've been in this position probably a million times before, and they know how to dig into themselves and find what they need to do in order to finish a match. Kazakhstan team comes together right before the start of the set. I really like to see that. It shows a lot of bonding and a lot of trust in those athletes, in each other. And this time it's Kazakhstan kicking us off in set 4. It's a big swing from El-Shweik. Kazakhstani defense able to get it up. But this time it's Mukanbek Kailev that gets called on a lift. So the point goes to Egypt. Amr back to the service line now. And this time the lifting call is on Egypt. Kami says, no way, not me. But the refs aren't going to take any of that. They know what they saw. Mukanbek Kailev back to serve. Oh, it's a lovely idea. Trying to hit that back line. Egyptian receivers were pulled up quite far, but it just goes a few inches out. Easy point for Egypt. And Khamis goes back to serve. Lovely set by Sueov out to Muratov, but it's Abu El-Khir who finishes the play with a lovely swing off of the Kazakhstani block. Kashkabayev just reaching a little too far out. Really wanted that block. Good coverage by Egypt off their blocking. Oh, and they bring that one back into play. Is this an easy one? Oh, it looked like it was going to be a great swing for Kazakhstan, but the set just went over a little bit too far over the head of Kashkabayev. Great serve, but what a return for Egypt. Some great hustle. And here it is, just too far and out of reach of Kashkabayev. Not much he could do with that. Once again, Muratov comes up. Big swing, throwing Egypt off their game. Here he goes again. This time it's a soft ball, but it's easily picked up by Abdel Latif. Abdel El-Khir puts his hand up, says, sorry about that, guys. Just got a little bit too excited, didn't connect the way he wanted to. Ball sails out of bounds, but an easy point for Kazakhstan. Great play, though, on both sides of the net. Great pickup by Medvedev. El-Shweik for a swing this time. Once again, Kazakhstan's blocks are so disciplined right now. Unfortunately, Sartayev not where he needed to be on that one. And Abu El Yazid able to take advantage. Sartayev bringing his hands down at the last second. He thought he was going to get tooled. Doing some quick offense over here on the Kazakhstan side. It's a good idea. I think that the hit just nicked the Kazakhstan block. And Medvedev did his absolute best to try and pick it up, but there's not much he can do. It was sailing out of bounds. El-Shweik now goes back to the service line for Egypt. Oh, good pickup. Great blocking, way to be aggressive. But Sartayev, he lifts bad. Once again, just getting excited. Kazakhstan having a bit of nerves. They're back to being unsettled again. And you can't see it on that replay. But Sartayev definitely pushed himself up there. Kazakhstan just need to bring themselves back right to where they were at the end of set 3. All of that momentum, all of that rhythm, good communication. That is so key in volleyball. In the last 2 points, they've kind of acted like they're not really sure where they're supposed to be. They're making some small mistakes, but even small mistakes can be big mistakes against a team like Egypt. They'll take advantage every time. Body language on the Egyptian team is absolutely transformed as this set has moved on. They're back in the game. They've got their mojo. And they're going to be here to finish off this set, aiming for a win for this match. El Shweik going for that back line, but he's just a bit too far. So an easy side out for Kazakhstan as Kaskabayev takes the service line. Big swing from Egypt's Musa, but once again, Kazakhstan's block is exactly where it needs to be. They're really shutting down this Egyptian offense, and they'll have to keep doing that if they want to get back in this set. El Shweik just taking a small moment for himself to regroup. Muratov, another swing. But point goes to Kazakhstan as Egypt is called for a lift this time. Muratov back to the service line. Yeah, you can just see Abu El Yazid, just as he reaches to try and close that block, his bum comes off the floor. Muratov, no doubt, focusing in, taking a breath. These serves count for everything. It's a great pickup by Kazakhstan off of Amar's hit. Oh, good effort, but ball not able to get back in bounds. Egypt very pleased with that. Abu Yazid goes back to the service line. Kazakhstan making a couple of substitutions, or one substitution. Abdi Dek coming in for Mukambek Kayalev. Oh, it's a great recovery from Kazakhstan, but unfortunately it looks like Abdibek just lost himself and pushed that ball out of bounds. Egypt creating a nice bit of space for themselves between them and Kazakhstan on the scoreboards. Oh, Kazakhstan thought they had that one in the bag, but Egypt able to defend it, pop it up out of the net. What great play. That takes a lot of skill. Point goes to Egypt. Kazakhstan absolutely convinced that ball hit the floor. Sartayev going up to have a conversation with the referees, but oh, Kazakhstan thinks there was a double touch. So the referees say no. Oh, lovely big swing from Abdibek. Exactly what Kazakhstan needed. Muratov back to serve. Or sorry, Sartayev back to serve. Now it's El Shweik's turn to come up for a conversation. I think the referee is having a bit of a word with him. Players and coaches have to stay on the bench other than the head coach is the only one that's allowed to approach the field of play during. So that's probably why the first referee pulled out her yellow card. Muratov for the serve. Khamis for a big swing, but again, Kazakhstan's block, very disciplined, always in the right place. able to pull that one out. Line judge says the ball hit the floor though, and Medvedev takes the floor again. Kazakhstan blockers pulled their hands down there. They were ready for Khamis to use them. But unfortunately, he had other plans. Okay, Kazakhstan need to pull it together. No mistakes. Khamis, big swing. Line judge calls a touch. So the point goes to Egypt as they pull ahead 13-5. Kazakhstan call a timeout. They need to regroup, they need to reset. They've gotten themselves really out of sorts the last few points. Egypt running away with this. Kazakhstan are gonna have to dig deep here. All of their training over the last 4 years, and this is where you make things count. They're down by 7 points. It's not an easy position to be in, but it's also not a complete disaster. If they can find a way to stop Egypt and get a few service runs, they just might be back in this. But they're not gonna be able to do that if they keep making mistakes. They need to stick to what is working for them. El Shweik going up, he's gonna tip it. Bit of a miscommunication again. Medvedev looks like he thought Nemiratov was going in for that. It's a perfect placement. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Great spot by El Shweik. And another great block for Egypt. Abdibek went up for a great big swing. El Shweik congratulating his teammate for getting that. Excellent close by Khamis. Real hustle getting out there. Kazakhstan looking very frustrated. Muratov up for a nice tip. And a lucky break for Kazakhstan as they get the serve back. Egypt called for a lift on the block. Yeah, Khamis just popping up there, trying to, again, just get that little bit of extra height. Big swing by El Shweik. Great cut shot, just nicks the block, it looks like. Kaskatayev put his hands up. As soon as he did it, he realized what he had done. It's a bit of bad luck, but great swing by El Shweik. That's exactly what Kazakhstan needs to do. A nice steady pass into their setter, who has a chance of giving their offense a really good swing on that. Really lovely work. Abdibek back to serve. It was a lovely recovery there by Kazakhstan. They weren't really ready for that little popover by Egypt. Another great block. Back to Nemiratov. Really like to see him swing on those. Abu El Khair going for hands. Egypt are absolutely convinced that was a touch, but referees said no way. It's hard to tell even from the replay. Kazakhstan are getting a little bit of a window here. Egypt starting to get a bit frustrated. This is their chance to pull it together. Referee having a chat with the captains. asking them, I think, to remind their players only the captains can speak to the referees. They can't start begging for points. Lovely pickup there on that tip. And once again, Kazakhstan just doing exactly what they need to do. Kaskabayev being really smart there, not trying to force that hit through the Egyptian block. He saw it was there. He put a nice little snap on that, and it rolls off the tip of the blocker's hands and out of bounds. Perfect execution from Kazakhstan so far since their last time out. Slowly but surely, they're closing that gap. But Egypt just need to hold their nerve. That's all they need to do here. They've got plenty of points between them and Kazakhstan. There's no need to panic. Bit of encouragement there from the Kazakhstani staff, giving their players just a few nuggets of information that they can use to help them pick apart the Egyptian squad and really try and close that gap in the score. They have to win this set if they're going to continue on in this match. Once again, a bit of miscommunication there on the Kazakhstani side, but Medvedev able to pop that up. He's not able to get to it, but that movement there from Medvedev just shows you how fast he is. He must be one of the fastest players. Look at that movement. Vitemirov comes back onto the floor in place of Kaskabayev there. Lovely pass up and a lovely quick set. But the referee calls Kazakhstan for a carry there. And the point goes to Egypt. It's another big swing from Nemiratov. It's got to go over. And it's another big block. Vitemirov exactly where he needed to be for that. Abu El Yazid was going in hard and fast, but absolutely denied there by the Kazakhstan defense. Egypt scrambling a little bit. And this time it's the Egyptian block that gets their point. That's great play by Abu El Khair. He has such a big reach. He can kind of just put his hands wherever he needs to there on the top of the block. And El Shweik says, yes, that's exactly what we wanted. Egypt creeping closer to the end of this set. El Shweik back to serve. It's another quick offense by Kazakhstan. It's catching that Egyptian block completely off guard. They're not ready at all for that. Excellent play by Nemiratov. They can just do that a few more times. They might have themselves back in this set. Big swing from Musa. Kazakhstan not tempted by that. You can tell from the hitter's positioning of their body where that ball's going to go, and these guys are looking at that every single time. Oh, it's a big swing off the block from Abu El Khair. Really good execution. Unfortunately, Kazakhstani block didn't look like they were quite in position yet. They hadn't penetrated the net. And Abu El Khair is going to take advantage of that every time. Great court awareness again by the Kazakhstan team. Serve going a bit long, and Nemiratov goes back to the service line. Settling himself in, waiting for that whistle. He's so consistent. Oh, what a shame. The Kazakhstan team called for being out of substitution. They were doing a switch at the net, and the players weren't in the right position. They have to be in their actual spot on the court when the server hits the ball. And it looks like they just moved a bit too early. What a shame. It's those errors that you really have to avoid making here. You've got to pull yourself together. In Egypt, once again, it's another Kazakhstani error, bringing them ever closer to the end of this set and the close of the match. It's a great pass in off of that serve, but what a huge block. Egypt's Musa. Right place, right time. Kaskabayev coming back onto court. Egypt looking really relieved, really overjoyed, really, that they're getting this close to the end of this match. It's been a real test for them. And that's a lovely bit of play by the Kazakhstan captain, Sartayev. It's that aggressive offense that they need here. Beautiful play, managing to avoid that block. Good consistent play. Musa attempts to go for a nice little tip over, but Kazakhstan was ready for him. Had that nice big double block up. So tempting. He knows exactly what he did. Oh, it's a great line shot. Lovely line shot by Amr, bringing Egypt to set and match point. That is a lovely line shot. Lovely swing by Kazakhstan's Abdibek. Keeping Kazakhstan in this set point by point, that's all you need. But it's still match point for Egypt. Oh, it's a bit of miscommunication there. Looks like Hamis had his hands up and pulled them down at the last second. Abu Yazid had no chance. He couldn't see what was coming at him. Lovely serving by Kazakhstan. Oh, it's a great big swing and a save, and El Shweik. Egypt is all over the place right now. I think they got a bit too comfortable. Not really communicating as well as they should. Egypt calls a quick timeout.
Place en demi-finale, voilà l'enjeu de cette rencontre. Alors amis supporters, s'il vous plaît, on va écarter les bras. Allez tout le monde, on écarte les bras. Voilà, super, et vous êtes prêts, attention. C'est parti, et top!
I mean, it's not over till it's over. Kazakhstan certainly have quite an uphill journey if they want to win this set, but nothing's impossible in volleyball. But Egypt, no doubt, are coming out here saying, okay, enough of messing around. We need to get down to business and finish this now. It's good coverage. Kazakhstan still in it. Nice tip from the Kazakhstan side, but once again, it's a Kazakhstan error, another lift call that gives Egypt the set and the match. Really, really good play. Kazakhstan, no doubt, absolutely devastated. They fought their hearts out, but as did Egypt. They did very, very well to hold their own against that really strong, really young Kazakhstan team. relieved is what they're going to be feeling right now. It got a bit scary for them there in set 3, but they were able to pull that out with some lovely play, great coverage, and of course, really strong offense that we know them for. Look at that feeling, that reaction, absolute elation on the Egyptian side to have that match over. Players going in, shaking hands, congratulating each other. And here it is, the result of this match in Pool A for the men's sitting volleyball, the last preliminary match for these teams, Egypt winning 3-1. Egypt being very genuine in their congratulations and well dones to the Kazakhstan squad. They're really young and inexperienced, but oh my goodness, did they hold their own against this Egyptian squad. It all went a bit pear-shaped in set 4, but they've got a lot to be proud of. Not just this match, but throughout this competition at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. In the end, the Kazakhstan offense statistically was a lot stronger than Egypt's, but they just did so well. And it's going to come down to errors this score. Kazakhstan making a lot of service errors, a lot of lifting errors, and I think a lot of that is just down to experience and just kind of keeping calm, not getting too panicked, not wanting to try too hard. Egypt really showed us what happens when you put a really experienced team on the court, cool as cucumbers, and so far they've emerged as leaders in Pool A. Bosnia and Herzegovina is set to play France later on in this competition, so we won't know the final results and who moves on to playoffs until that match is concluded. You can see Kazakhstan, they're so disappointed. They fought for every single point. Unfortunately, not able to pull off that W, but it's so great to see the Egypt team celebrate. They should be really proud of themselves. It's such a dynasty, this Egyptian team. This is their 11th Paralympic appearance. They've been in every single game since 1990, except for Atlanta 1996. Kazakhstan will surely have a long, long career ahead of them. This is their first games in 28 years, but I very much doubt it will be their last. And that's a wrap on this preliminary match in Pool A for the men's competition. Egypt beating Kazakhstan 3-1. What a great match on both sides of the court. We look forward to seeing what the teams do as they move on into the playoffs and classification matches. Happy faces all around for the Egyptian squad as they go back and make their game plans for the next stage of the competition. Later on in the session, the women's sitting volleyball preliminary match for Pool B will get underway. That competition will be delayed and will begin at 14:20 local time.
Les jeux ne sont pas faits. Prenez place pour les Jeux paralympiques. Billets à partir de 15 €.
Mesdames et messieurs, dans quelques instants, le match entre l'équipe brésilienne et l'Espagne. Ce soir, qui va être effectué de suite avec l'arbitre et les deux capitaines de la rencontre.
Roland-Garros Arena, please welcome the two captains and the two referees. The official point toss is happening from Brazil versus Slovenia.
Merci d'accueillir ce soir à ce supporter des équipes Philomena, numéro 8, Swellen, numéro 11, Souria, numéro 12, Layana, numéro 14, Camila et numéro 18, Luisa Fiorezzi. Et pour l'équipe de Slovénie.
Please welcome the team from Slovenia. The captain, number 10, Lena Gavrček. Number 1, Jana Furjan. Number 4, Bogomira Yakin. Number 6, Susana Očepin. Number 7, Klara Bradic. Number 8, Danica Goznak. Number 10, Sasha Kotnik-Fred. Number 13, Vesna Pochakar. Number 14, Tia Rodnik. And number 17, Barbara Kochmo.
It all starts with just not being afraid to dream.
For years, he has sacrificed so much. The sacrifice has proved worth it. This is where it's all about!
Call me a fighter. This is my life.
They have taken gold! What a finish! What a race! What a winner!
10 minutes de l'échauffement pour les deux équipes qu'on peut applaudir très très fort, s'il vous plaît.
The lights are up. That means the warm-up begins. The countdown clock is on. And we are getting ready for Brazil versus Slovenia. This is a huge game. Brazil, they're 2 from 2. If they win this game, then they go through as group winners. As for Slovenia, they have to win this game to give themselves an opportunity to get to the semi-finals. If they lose this game, they cannot win a medal. And Willie, that is very, very exciting. Another great game we've got coming up here.
Yes, effectivement un match capital puisque si l'équipe du Brésil est actuellement première, elle va vouloir conserver sa première place pour se qualifier en demi-finale et jouer les deuxièmes de leur poule, alors que la Slovénie, actuelle troisième de leur poule, va se battre pour essayer de prendre ce deuxième ticket qui leur permettra de se qualifier pour les demi-finales.
Of Paris 2024, we would like to thank EDF for being the official partners. But now it is time for Energy Cam. If you see yourself on the Energy Cam, give us some energy.
Amis supporters, vous allez passer sur l'écran géant, c'est certain. On va vous demander de mettre un maximum d'énergie pour pousser les deux équipes vers la victoire. On s'amuse, on est là pour prendre du plaisir. On est là pour mettre un maximum le feu ici à l'Arena Paris-Nord.
Oh, we love your hat and mustache, young man. Looking good.
The Rolling Stoner, Mr. Solo Dolo. He's on the move, can't seem to shake the shade. Within his dreams, he sees the life he made. The pain is deep. A silent sleeper, you won't hear a beep beep. The girl he wants don't see no one in two.
Ouais, bravo mesdames, bravo, et ouais, même avec la moustache et le chapeau, on prend du plaisir, on s'amuse. Monsieur, salut, salut! Ça c'est de l'énergie, vous avez bien mérité votre moustache et le chapeau. Allez les enfants, souriez, waouh, mais ça va super bien. Allez, c'est la fête ici, à l'Arena Paris Nord. Waouh, super ça, bravo Dave, ça te va super bien. Wow, attention. Alors mesdames, messieurs, on est là donc pour voir du très très haut niveau ici à l'Arena Paris Nord. Sachez que le Brésil occupe le 2e rang mondial et joue contre la Slovénie, 6e au ranking mondial.
We have got two amazing teams here. Brazil, they're currently warming up in the blue. They're the #2 team in the world. They are undefeated. And if they win this game, they go through as #1 in the pool. Slovenia, well, they got one of the last positions in the Paralympics. And they have got the chance to get into the semi-finals. But they have to win today. They're ranked #6 in the world. They've won 1 game. They've lost 1 game. They have to win this. So we've got some supporters from Brazil, we always do. We have some supporters via Brazil. We have some supporters from Slovenia. I can see your flags, you look beautiful. But we have lots of supporters from France. And Willie, we need them to choose a team, don't we? We need them to choose Brazil or Slovenia.
North Paris Arena is getting ready for day 5 of sitting volleyball at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. Up next, Slovenia and Brazil get ready to have it out. They're both in good standing coming into this. Brazil's currently leading the pool. Slovenia coming off of a tough loss earlier in the competition. Slovenia have to win this if they're going to move forward and advance into the playoffs. Teams are going back to their benches for final preparation in advance of this final match of pool play. And just to remind everyone, teams must finish in the top 2 positions of their pool in order to advance into the semifinals for a chance at a medal. And Slovenia have to win this match to keep those hopes alive. The teams have entered the court only a few moments ago. But no doubt preparations for this match started hours, if not weeks or even months ago. They knew they would see each other. They knew this would be an important timing of the competition.
We are getting ready for
and
this
they
match.
will be eager to get onto that court. Brazil has an amazing lineup here, really deep squad, really experienced.
We need to pick a team
They're looking really strong. They're the world ranked #2. They're the reigning world champions. Multiple Paralympians on this lineup. Look out for #8, Sue Ellen, and #10, Captain Petit.
Oh, we like it. And who is here for Brazil?
They're a really strong, really powerful, and really big squad. Certainly a really difficult test for Slovenia. They're coached by Fernando Guimares. He was previously the men's coach until he joined the women's squad in 2022, and he's brought them some good success since then. Brazil leading the pool play currently with solid victories over Rwanda and Canada. So they'll be feeling very good coming into this match about their chances. They've already progressed into the semifinals. And on the other side of the court is Slovenia, another really good squad, lots of talent here, some new faces as well as some experienced veterans. Most of their players are making their Paralympic debut, but players like Furjan are 3-time Paralympians, and they're coached by Simon Božić. He's been coaching them for several years, bringing this squad back up to his previous level of competition, bringing them some great results, second at the European Championships and first place at the final qualifier earlier in this year. They had a tough loss to Canada earlier in the competition, but a solid victory over Rwanda, and they'll be looking to improve their chances to progress into the semifinals with a win over Brazil. Everybody's getting ready. They're assembling to hear their national anthems. Nearly ready to get this Pool B match underway, but first, we'll hear the national anthems for both Slovenia and Brazil. It's a really special moment to open up this match.
Lord Paris Arena, please rise if you are able for the anthem of Brazil. And now the anthem of Slovenia. Nice moment to hear your national anthem being played right before you take the court.
It's a really nice feeling as an athlete. It fills you with a sense of pride and a reminder for why you're here. And the reason we're here is to watch Brazil take on Slovenia in this final preliminary match for Women's Pool B here in the North Paris Arena. Slovenia are going to have to leave everything out on this court to overcome this strong Brazilian squad, but they certainly have the talent and the experience. All of the athletes exchanging little messages of good luck as they go back, join each other, and make their very, very final preparations before they take the floor. Brazil bringing the energy as we always come to expect from them. Sounds like they're all ready to go. Before the match gets underway, we'll get some introductions into our officials. Our first referee is Benno Meyer from the Netherlands, and he'll be supported by Egypt's Amina El Sagani. And they'll be here making sure that all the proceedings go as they should. Players follow all the rules, of course. Strong starting lineup for Brazil. They have a lot of experience on this team. They're two-time bronze medalists in Tokyo and Rio. They're the reigning world championships. And no doubt they are going to be so hungry to take home a gold or silver medal this time. Starting off for the Brazilian squad is number 2, Duda. Number 3, Giselle. The captain, number 10, Petit. Look out for her. She's a really strong hitter, a really big point scorer. And they'll all be supported by number 11, Nuria, who is the libero. Slovenia's squad is a mix of people making their Paralympic debuts as well as returning for repeat appearances. The last time this squad was in the Paralympic Games was in 2012 in London. But they managed to finish second in the European Championships last year, and that was their best result in 20 years. So we're seeing a real buildup in momentum and skill on this team. And no doubt they'll be giving the Brazilians a run for their money.
Okay, North Paris Arena, it's the big one. It's Slovenia. This is Brazil. A must-win for Slovenia. And for Brazil, they could...
Match is about to begin. Everybody getting into position. And we'll just start here any second.
Let's get this place absolutely rocking in. Steve, no, we set.
And it's Brazil in blue serving and Slovenia in white receiving for this Women's Pool B preliminary match at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. We're off to a cracking start, a nice rally. Oh, what a great up. Slovenia go up for a big swing, but the ball goes out. Gavršek a little bit frustrated by that, but you have to go with what the referees call. As Brazil's Eduarda goes back to the service line. And it's an ace. What a brilliant start for Brazil. Slovenia look a little bit stunned at the moment. See if they can pull things together, pick up their energy a little bit. Really nice pass by Elena. Oh, but it's a great effort by the Brazilian captain, Petit. She tried to turn around and pick that up, but no luck there. The Slovenian captain, Lena Gavršek, goes back to serve. Oh, and it's a really nice return from Brazil. Slovenia give it back to them on one, and you just can't do that with a team like this. Easy set, easy spike for Captain Petit to get that kill. And Brazil marches on. Oh, and it's an ace! Another ace for Brazil. This time for number 8, Suellen. It's a lovely serve. Unfortunately, the Slovenian receiver just didn't move. She got a bit stuck. And it's another point for Brazil, an ace again for Suellen. This time Slovenia called for a carry. There's a little bit of grace in sitting volleyball for the quality of the contact on the first reception, but that second one has to be completely clean. You'll see there's a few other differences here in sitting volleyball compared to the standing counterpart. And Slovenia is still struggling to return this amazing service string by Suellen. Slovenia call quick timeout, need to regroup, restart, start fresh when they go back out on court. Sitting volleyball is really similar to its standing counterpart. However, there's a few key rule differences. You'll see that when players go to serve that the receiving team is able to set up a block, you're able to block and attack a serve. The other major rule to be aware of is that players, when they contact the ball, must be touching the floor somewhere on their torso from their hips up to their shoulders. And that's where, if they don't do that, you'll be seeing the refs making sort of like an alligator snap gesture to call a lift. So both teams back out on court, Slovenia trying to build each other up. They need to turn this around. Just getting the ball up and giving themselves a chance at a swing. Suellen taking a moment. That's a great serve. Able to return it this time, still looking a bit out of sorts on the Slovenian side, and it's a huge swing from Brazil's Filomena. They're here, they mean business, and Slovenia are gonna have to pick this up if they're gonna keep up in this game. There was no block, defense all still, an easy kill for Brazil. Easy point for Slovenia as that serve goes long, giving them a bit of a lucky break and a chance to get some points of their own on the scoreboard. As Otsepek goes back to the service line. That's a good up by Slovenia. And Gabrish. It's a good effort by Slovenia's Verhoevic. But the line judge called it out of bounds. As she hit the ball, it hit the antenna. That's an automatic out, and a point goes to the other team. Slovenia finally able to get a couple of swings on the ball. Verhoevic goes up for a swing, but it goes wide this time, unfortunately. Brazil go back to the service line. It's an overpass by Slovenia, but they have another chance. And it's a lovely, very clever play by Verhoevic on Slovenia's side. She went up for a big swing. Brazilian block looked like they were just about there, but she just nicked the finger of of Brazil's Liana. Really clever play. But Brazil have a very good answer to that. It's a lovely pass set out to their captain, and she just smashes it. They're an incredibly capable team, Brazil, very talented, as they've shown us with the last few years of successes. Petit comes off, and number 11, Nuria, comes on to the court.
Number 10, Petit.
Oh, that's a great effort by Slovenia to chase that down. Able to return that ball. What are Brazil going to do with this? The great block. Excellent dig out by Brazil. And unfortunately, that ball goes well long. Slovenia getting a bit of a reward for some great defense on their side. Captain Gavršček giving her team a little bit of encouragement, really urging them to move forward. I think they just need a little bit of a boost in their confidence. That's a great serve. What a serve from Vrabic. And their first ace of the match. And it's another point for Slovenia. They're slowly making their way back into this with the Brazilian net touch. Vrabic goes back to the service line. Yeah, there we have it. that was a bit of an obvious one. You couldn't miss that. Players are not allowed to touch the top of the net when they make contact with the ball in this game. And that's another ace for Vrabic. Lovely stuff from Slovenia. They're really fighting hard for this. It's a great spot right between the Brazilian receivers. They both look at each other like, oh, I thought you were gonna get that. And this time it goes long. Brazil saw that coming. Able to stay out of it and get themselves the ball back for a nice side out. Filomena back to the service line. Oh, it's another great effort. A good hustle from Slovenia on that second ball. Unfortunately, Verhoeven just didn't get a very good touch on that, and that's an ace for Filomena. Much better pass this time for Slovenia. Lets them get their setter up to it. She's able to set the ball up to Ozapik, who puts that away handily in the back half of the court. Lovely bit of play from them. Oh, and it's another ace for Slovenia. Vrabic just keeps on pushing. Brazil a little bit surprised by this recent surge of energy from Slovenia. They're going to have to find a way to get that ball back up to their setter, which is exactly what they're doing. It's a great bit of coverage. But Slovenia able to keep that ball alive. Oh, and that ball goes out of bounds. Brazil's Eduarda thought she was going to take charge of that. All of this pitter-pattering back and forth, but just wide. How disappointing. And Brazil call a timeout. No doubt to put a pause to this momentum that Slovenia have started carrying.
Attention, y a-t-il ici à l'Arena Paris-Nord des supporters de la Slovénie?
Slovenians looking very pumped up, really energetic, as they should. They've done a really good job of closing that gap. Brazil are definitely going to be coming out with a bit of a game plan and showing everybody why they're the world champions. And Slovenia's Ferian goes back to the service line. Oh, great coverage at the net by Eduarda. The block sends that ball just over the net, but she's right there and able to push it down quickly for a good point for Brazil. Oh, Slovenia having a bit of a messy start to this rally. Oh, and once again, Eduarda, there's no block. She sees that a mile away. Takes full advantage of that. She is so strong at the net, using that really strong left hand.
For Brazil coming out of the game. Number 12,
got substitution now for Brazil. Pamela coming in place of Liana. as she goes back to the service line. That was a big swing from Brazil. This time it's from Luisa. This is what makes them such a strong team. They're a real force to be reckoned with at the net when they're able to get themselves a good pass. You've just got to find a way to keep doing that. It's a lovely up by Slovenia, but they just aren't able to convert that into a swing. It's great blocking. Great blocking by Fiorisi. And this time there's a timeout called by Slovenia.
Deuxième temps mort. Alors, allez supporters, on voit que vous avez de l'énergie à revendre. On va voir si vous allez pouvoir avoir de la voix. Vous allez répéter après moi.
Now it's Slovenia's turn to try and come up with a game plan. They had a nice little bit of momentum there and they started to come back into this game, but Brazil have finally turned on their offense and Slovenia haven't really been able to answer any of those big swings. And a good defense starts with good blocking, and I think that's what Slovenia is really struggling to get together. If you give an open net to a Brazilian player, your back row is in a bit of trouble.
Tous ensemble, on met le feu à l'Arena Paris Nord pour supporter les deux équipes. Match au sommet.
Brazil giving themselves a really nice little margin here on the scoreboard. Sitting volleyball is won by winning 3 sets out of 5. The first 4 sets are to 25 points, and the final set to 15. And once again, it's Eduarda with those real power tips over that net. Slovenia not ready at all. No block to cover that. She is a monster. There's no saving you when there's no block on that. Slovenia doing really well to keep these serves alive. Their receiving's been pretty good. They're nice and high, so the next player has time to get to it, and they're able to break up. Oh, never mind, that's a point for Brazil. Looks like that was a net touch called on one of the Slovenian blockers. Bit of a lucky break for Brazil. Captain of Slovenia, Gavršček, is going up just to find out what was going on. They thought they had that point in the bag. Brazil's Pamela keeps up this great serving streak that she has going on. She's got really strong serves. And there you go, Suel in there with the block. They're a world-class team. They're ready for everything that Slovenia is putting their way. Slovenia really struggling to give their hitters a chance, really. Oh, but this time, there's a bit of confusion about where the point's going. But it looks like the point actually went to Slovenia from a Brazilian error at the net. So lucky break for them. It's a great reach by the Brazilian libero. It's not easy to play a ball in front of you and sitting volleyball with your legs in front of you. It's a great swing by Slovenia. They're able to tick that line. Giselle seemed to think it was out, but line judge called that right in. And Slovenia's Kotnik is back to serve again. Oh, Eduarda takes a swing this time, but it goes wide. No, it goes in. So that little wind up just nicks the sideline. Really nice swing. Really nice cut shot.
Returning the captain, Petit.
And Brazil's captain Petit is back on court. Oh, and it's an ace for Eduarda. She's going to be super pumped about that. It's so frustrating, those serves that just hit the net, roll over the block. The receivers don't really have a lot of time to move, and it's quite a distance to go. Slovenia coming together, pulling together as a team, just saying, come on, guys, we got this. We're better than this.
Change for Brazil, coming out number 8.
Eduarda just taking her time, taking a breath, making sure that serve is right on point. Gavršček up for the hit, but it's right into a massive Petit block. Really nice positioning there by the Slovenian, but Petit is a big, big, big blocker. You've got to know where she is before you take that swing. Just a bit of a delay there for some proceedings on court, but players are ready now. Eduarda sitting there, you can see how laser focused she is. Oh, and it paid off, absolutely paid off. Slovenian set are not able to get to that in time. Substitution on the Slovenian side. Number 4, Bogomir Jakin's coming in, place of Tia Verhoeven. Eduarda's still back there on the service line, cool as can be. It's a great reach there by Gavršček. Free ball over to Brazil. Is Petit going to be able to do something with that? It's an easy ball for Slovenia. They've got to convert that, and they do. Klara Vrabic with a great roll shot into the block and out of bounds. Lovely stuff, good control. It's so tempting for Adria and Brazil to just reach just a little bit further to try and get that, and unfortunately she nicked it and sent it out of bounds. But we've got a sub now. Green Suellen back on court. As the Slovenian captain Gavršček goes back to the service line. Great bit of ball handling by Brazil. But once again, Slovenia's Vrabic gets her hand on that ball and puts it away easily down the line. Brazil not able to return that. She's their hot hitter at the moment. But in order to feed her, they have to get some good passes up to their setter. And that's an easy point for Brazil. Suellen goes back to the service line once again. We see Suellen sits really far back from the service line. And there'll be a variety of reasons why she might be doing that, but it adds a lot of challenge because it takes her quite a few seconds to get back on court, and if Slovenia cops onto that, that might be a really good outlet for them. But once they cannot get that ball past the Brazilian block, Captain Petit there once again.
It is set point Brazil, both hands up and clap, 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 clap. Clap, 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 clap.
That's a strong serve from Suellen. It's just an absolute rocket coming from the back of the court there, and that closes out set 1 in favor of Brazil. Really strong showing straight off the bat here. That is not an easy ball to return, and Slovenia really struggled to get hands on it there. Really good showing by Brazil at the start of this match. They come out really strong, they come out really disciplined, and the thing that's so important that they're getting right is their blocking. It's your first line of defense, and if your blocking isn't there, then your defenders have really no hope. They've got an open net, they don't know where to position themselves, and it's really tough, it's impossible to move in time to get get the ball up. Statistics are really telling the story here. Brazil coming out absolutely swinging from the service line. They got some really nice attacks and converted those into kills. Slovenia really did. They kept themselves into that game until about the middle of it. So if they can find that energy and that momentum again, they'll have a chance in set 2. Both teams just going back over their playbooks, having a chat about strategy. What can we do to just get us a few more points? What are these small decisions that we can make? And you can see the crowd, they're loving this match. They're really into it. We've got lots of school kids in here today, no doubt really happy to be here instead of in the classroom. But they've had some great volleyball to cheer on and get excited about. And hopefully we'll be seeing more of that as the match continues. Brazil really showing their class, really showing their quality, and so far in set 1, lots of discipline, some really big swings, really big pushes there, especially from Eduarda. They know their job, they know what they're here to do, and they can execute it very well. DJ and the arena presenters doing a great job keeping everybody engaged, keep them bopping along to the music. It's really got a nice sense of energy here in the arena. Lots of people here having fun. And of course, we're all here to see some amazing volleyball, but it's also really cool in a city like Paris to see all these school children. A lot of them will be seeing volleyball for the very first time. And that's going to leave a really nice legacy for the sport here in Paris after we move on from the games and keep moving our sports forward. About to get underway here for set 2. And it's Slovenia serving Brazil this time for this preliminary match in Paris. Starting off with a really nice rally here. Really clever tip there by Slovenia, but Brazil able to get that up. There's a bit of a delay. I don't think anybody heard the whistle just then. There was a net touch there on the Brazilian side as they come into block. It's an easy point to get Brazil on the scoreboard for this set. Suellen going back to serve. That's a nice first pass, nice and high, gives the setter time to get to it. Set's not quite in the right position. And Verhoeven really struggles to get underneath of that. She does a good job of trying, but it gives the Brazilian block way too much time to close in on her. It's a great, great bit of blocking there from Brazil. Oh, and it's an easy point now for Slovenia as Suellen's serve goes a bit long. And Slovenian captain Gabršček takes to the service line. That's a lovely bit of defense by Gabršček. It's a really nice pass up, but it looked like her setter got stuck in the net a little bit and struggled to find it, and there was nobody else there to help her out. So that's an easy point there for Brazil. No doubt frustrating for the Slovenian squad. Oh, and it's an ace for Brazil. They're first for this set. Great serve by Fiorisi. You can see she's back on that service line, getting her focus back in, taking a moment, taking a breath. Slovenia able to get a swing on it, which is exactly what they needed. But Brazil easily get that back over, and it's a big swing from them. And Slovenia just not able to get that one back over. Great bit of play on both sides of the net this time. So great bit of blocking for Brazil there, and a great fight at the net. A bit of jousting, as we like to call it. Vrabic really reaching, being strong, pushing that ball back over. And it's a great big swing from Brazil's Laiana. That set was a little bit tight, so she didn't have a whole lot she could do with it, but she recognized that Slovenian block was there. And she probably was aiming for the right side blocker's prosthetic arm. She won't have had much control of that because it's not her limb, so sometimes players will target those hands to deflect the ball. It's a lovely set out to Filomena, but it's returned. Excellent blocking by Slovenia. Oh, great up. Oh, they're able to chase it down, but no chance. Excellent bit of offense there by Brazil. Great swings. Vrabic able to get that ball up, but it's a little bit too wide. And Verhoeven really struggled to get to it. But it's a good sign. As long as the ball is high, we'll take that one. Brazil able to, I can't believe they got that up. That was brilliant. Another big swing from Vrabic, but Brazil just, their defense is so strong. But it's a follow-up by Ferion. It's a great little cover of that ball coming back over. Lovely bit of blocking and coverage there at the front of the net. Verhoeven going back to the service line now. Oh, it's a massive swing from Brazil. Eduarda comes out of nowhere, puts a huge amount of power behind that ball. And it's a lovely ace for Brazil's Filomena. That was, the accuracy of that is just laser sharp. It's an easy little pass over for Brazil. See if they convert that, but Slovenia able to get that up. That's some great play. And once again, it's Vrabic who puts the ball down. She's got a great arm. She's always in the right position. She's transitioning well or moving well off the net, and that's putting her in a great position for some great swings. Oh, great effort by Slovenia to cover that block. That's really hard to do. Eduarda goes in for a big swing, and they get it up, but just don't get it in bounds. What a swing by Eduarda. She's such a power hitter, and she is a multiple threat athlete. Brazil's Pamela goes back to serve. Gabricek trying to push the ball a little bit deep because that Brazilian defense is pulling up, but they easily picked that up. It's a great up. And an excellent world-class swing from Suellen. Really good play by the Brazilians. Gabrzyszek taking a second swing at that ball, and this time she gets it. Hitting off of Eduarda's block for a nice little kill for Slovenia. It puts Furian back to the service line. Filomena did her best to get on that ball. The libero put it a little bit too close to the net. She didn't have much of a chance. Oh, what an excellent up by Slovenia. They're able to get that back off of that excellent swing by Suellen. But once again, here comes Duda. Miss Eduarda with a really strong swing from the right side of the net. Look at that movement. Slovenia did well to get their block close, but she just tooled right off the inside of that block. Out of bounds, out of reach of the Slovenian defenders. Brazil doing another substitution. Bruna coming in, giving Suellen a bit of a break. Oh, and what a big swing from Slovenia's Otsapik. And it was an error called on the Brazilian blocker, which gave Slovenia that point in the end.
Turning to the court,
and Suellen's back on the court.
Number 1, Bruna.
And it's an easy point there for Brazil. Serve goes right into the Captain Petit's hands. It's those kinds of errors that Slovenia are going to have to really cut out of the game if they're going to have a chance of besting this Brazilian squad. They need every point they can get, just like this one. Easy side out for Slovenia as Captain Gabrzyszek goes back to service line. Good coverage there. Easily picked up by Brazil. They're going to get a nice little swing on this. There's Vrabic once again. Coming in when it counts for Slovenia. She's their hot hand. They need to give that ball to her as much as possible. Brazilian block a little bit late closing there. She was able to capitalize on that for a kill. Oh, and it's a nice little ace. A nice, simple ball, up and over, nothing super strong, but it just lands inside of the court. Brazil thought that was out. Excellent point for Slovenia. Oh, Brazil come back with an answer to that as Filomena blocks it and Slovenia not able to cover. That was good timing for Brazil. Slovenia was starting to build up a bit of momentum, nipping at their heels, but they're able to shut that down before it gets too much.
Out comes number 5, Pamela. In comes number 12, Leana.
It's a great pass by Gabrzyszek. Another set out to Verbic. But Brazil called for a lift, I believe. And it's Slovenia's point. Oh, and it's a very clever move by Eduarda. She saw that Slovenian server was going to be slow coming back into the back of that court, so she pushed it over on one. It's a very clever move. It's one we see sometimes from very skilled receivers. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of control of that ball to execute that. Very perfectly executed. Farian goes up for a swing, but Brazil block denies her. And it's another kill for Leana. She's good at moving herself into the right position. That set wasn't perfect, but she positioned herself really nicely so that she could get around that ball and put it across the court. Keep giving it to Vrabic. She's swinging away. And this time she completes it. Well done. It's a great bit of play from her, a nice bit of patience. And she saw that block from Eduarda and took advantage of it. It's a point for Brazil. Lift call on Slovenia. And Philomena takes to the service line. Oh, it's a great back set by Eduarda to Liana, who connects for a beautiful kill. Lovely, lovely bit of offense. Gavršek tried to get underneath of it, but she just wasn't quite there. And Slovenia call a timeout.
Deuxième set 19-13 pour l'équipe du Brésil. Comme à chaque rentrée scolaire, on accueille des petits.
Slovenia are going to have to figure out something pretty quickly if they're going to catch up to Brazil. They're trailing by 6. They're not completely out of it, but Brazil are at 19 points. They're eking ever closer to that 25 points that they need to finish off this set. And it doesn't leave Slovenia a lot of time. They're going to have to score 2 points for every one of Brazil's in order to catch up. But in order to do that, they're going to have to find a way to shut down this Brazilian offense. They're finally starting to find an offense of their own, but they need to get those blocks up and they need to cover those setters at the net because they're getting killed by those points. Kotnik not quite ready for that one. It's an easy ball over to Brazil, and they put that away. Great swing, no middle block once again, and the defensive line for Slovenia is left completely exposed. Give it back to Vrabic, and it's another kill for Slovenia. She's racking up the points for them. They're doing a great job of finding her when they need to, and she does an excellent job of turning her body around there at the right side of that net. Swing by Suellen, but it's blocked by Slovenia. Verjan getting her hands in exactly the right place. Perfect position. Suellen once again going for that prosthetic. It's a very smart move, but didn't work this time. Oh, it's an easy point there for Brazil. Slovenia pulling themselves a little bit closer here, but Brazil are only 4 points out now. They're gonna have to change something pretty quickly if they're gonna stop this. Oh, it's a big swing from Gavršek, and it's a point to Slovenia. Verjan back to serve. Ah, yes. Brazilian blockers are in the net. That's a no-no. Ah, but it's a giveaway point there. That's crucial. Brazil's Eduarda going back to the service line. Fiorisi just getting some instruction from Coach Fernando Gomes. And it's another misserve for Brazil and a free point for Slovenia. And this time it's Brazil who calls a timeout.
Amis supporters, vous êtes prêts, vous allez vous mettre debout, s'il vous plaît, on se met debout, ça va faire du bien.
At this point, all Slovenia can do is try and find a way to stop this offense. We've said it a few times now, but their blocks just aren't there. When they are able to get an attack on the Slovenian side, they're converting those into points, so the more they can do that, the better. It's just that second touch, getting the setter to the ball, giving their hitters a chance of getting the ball down on the floor.
Va prendre le ticket menant tout droit vers la demi-finale. Est-ce que ça va être la Slovénie? Est-ce que ce sera le Brésil? À vous de faire un maximum.
Brazilian fans are on really good numbers in the North Paris Arena today. They're ready to party. They're ready to cheer their team on. Oh, and it's a great swing from Suellen. Off the block, out of bounds, but Slovenia are also called for a lift as well on the block. Looks like it was Otapik. She's looking a little bit sheepish there. And it's an excellent ace for Suellen, right in between those Slovenian receivers. Neither of them called the ball, neither of them moved. They both kind of hesitated, didn't want to take it. You're never going to get a good pass up like that. You have to be aggressive on serve receive in this game. Slovenian coach just bringing his team together, reminding them what the game plan is. And no doubt just reminding them of the basics. They're looking a little bit rattled, a little bit disheveled. They've got to pull it together. They have the skills on this team to compete with this Brazilian squad. Meanwhile, the Brazilians looking really cool, really collected. They know what they're doing. They've got a comfortable lead. They've just got to close out this set. One more point to go as Suellen sits down at the service line. Great coverage there. Swung into the block, but she was able to pop it back over. Brazilians not ready for that. Petit did great to cover on that. Eduarda struggled to move backwards. That was a great bit of play from the Slovenian captain. But it's a block on the serve by Brazil's Filipina. Very pleased with herself there as Brazil close out this set 25-18. It's just really unlucky. It was a good reach there for Filipina. She really worked to get that ball down. Unfortunately, just out of reach of the Slovenian receivers. Brazil comfortably winning this match so far, 2-1. Slovenia scoring a little bit better in that second set, but they're going to have to pull things together if they're going to win a set 3.
Everybody, hands up.
Really good play on both sides of the net this time. Slovenia finally able to rack up some kills and get themselves a bit more points. Blocking's going well, the defense is going well, especially on the Brazilian side, but Slovenia have to get their blocks up if they're going to stop that Brazilian offense. Crowd really getting into it. They're really bringing the vibe and the energy here at the North Paris Arena. And the presentation team doing a great job of keeping them involved.
Merci à vous. Merci de votre présence, amis supporters. On va vivre un très bon moment aujourd'hui encore.
Slovenia just really struggled to answer some really great play by Brazil. They've had a few really good plays of their own, but they just seem a little bit impish as they go out. They're not as confident as they should be. They're not owning this match, whereas Brazil is owning everything about this competition right now. They're setting the tempo, they're setting the pace. They're really keeping Slovenia from getting anywhere near winning any of these sets. got 1,800 fans in the North Paris Arena today singing along. DJ doing a good job of keeping everybody up, keeping them popping. It's now or never really for Slovenia now. They have to win this set to stay in the match. They have to win this match to move on to the playoffs. If they aren't able to do that, their road to the podium ends here. They've got the experience, they have the skills. They've got to bring those things together though, and they have to be disciplined. Both teams taking the court again. Pumping each other up, getting each other ready to start. And Brazil's Eduarda goes back again to the service line to start us off here in set 3 of this preliminary match. And we're off to a good start so far. Big swing off the bat from Vrabic, but it goes long. Eduarda back to the service line. Slovenia already looking frustrated. They just have to keep swinging. It's a great pass up to the setter. Gabricek goes in for a swing. It's into the block, and they're not able to pick that up. It's a great bit of blocking. Once again, Brazilian captain Petit is in exactly the right spot. She does a great job of moving across the middle of the net and closing those blocks. It's not an easy thing to do in sitting volleyball. Middle is a very difficult position to play. Slovenia able to get the ball over and catch the Brazilians just a bit off guard there. Captain Gabricek goes back to the service line. Brazil able to push that back over. It gives Slovenia an opportunity. Nice deep ball by Eduarda. Oh, and it's Vrabic again for a big swing, but it ball's quite tight, and there's not much she can do against that excellent Brazilian block. They're so tall and they're so fast. They're really giving us a masterclass here today. And Suellen goes back to the service line again. Suellen taking her time here, focusing in on the task. Oh, and the ball goes just long. Easy point for Slovenia, keeping them in this set. As Olcipek goes back to the service line now. Nice quick bit of offense there for Brazil, but Slovenia able to get it up. Oh, that ball's tight. And it's a net touch on Brazil to give Slovenia the point. They tie this up 3-3. This is a good moment here. Slovenia's blocker does a very good job of staying disciplined, staying off that net. It's so tempting to just throw your arms at that ball. Nice back row attack from Suellen. Bit out of sorts, but they're able to turn that into a point, which is exactly why this team is the reigning world champions. Once again, Slovenia are able to get that pass up to the setter and set Vrabic. they have a good chance of getting a point, and that's exactly what happened. She did a great job of positioning her body. She went for that deep corner on court, and Brazil just couldn't get their hands around it. Verhoeven back to serve. It's a big swing from the Brazilian captain, but it's great coverage from Vrabic. Unfortunately, Slovenia weren't able to close that block, and that left that net wide open for Petit to slam that ball down. Kotnik really tried her hardest to get out and close with the outside blocker, but it just wouldn't happen. Petit back to serve. Oh, and Slovenia managed to get that over. Brazil put a swing down, and Gabršek gets it up. This is a great bit of play from both sides, really scrambling, really putting the effort in, and that is a really disappointing finish for Slovenia and a lucky break for Brazil. Gabršek just not getting the right angle on the ball. She tried to slice it too hard, and it just went into the net. It's a nice set once again after Vrabic. Slovenia, excellent job covering that block. But Brazil finish it off. Laiana comes in once again, slams that ball down. Just a really nice bit of quality play from Brazil. Right between the defenders, just inside the block. Lovely stuff.
Brazil 7, Slovenia 4.
It's a timeout called by Slovenia.
Alors, il faut savoir qu'entre les différents groupes scolaires, un peloton de tête se détache légèrement. Il y a l'école de Savenière près d'Angers, tout là-bas. L'école de la Gare à Étoile-sur-Rhône dans la Drôme, ici. Et puis l'école de Marly-Gaumont qui est là. Attention, ici toujours l'école Amadou, c'est l'école Brillant à Benfeld. Vous êtes bons, vous êtes très très bons.
Brazil squad all looking very happy, bright-eyed, ready to get back on court, no doubt, and finish off this match as quickly as they can. But Slovenia are determined. They've just got to keep those errors to a minimum. And once again, it's Vrabic. It's the same old story every time. She's doing such a great job at picking apart this Brazilian defense. Absolutely on fire, and Slovenia continue to do a great job of getting the ball to her as much as they can. Great coverage. Brazil setting up Filomena. She does a great job of getting her body around that ball, and then it's Laiana with a very decisive swing. You don't let the ball come anywhere near her. It's a bit of an overpass. No block. Thank you very much. Point to Brazil. Easy ball over for Brazil here. And Suellen takes a big swing off the block and out of bounds. Textbook. The block was there that time. The arms weren't quite set, but she was in position. Just a great bit of play and ball direction on Suellen's part. Another great serve from Vrabic, but this time Brazil are able to get it up and return the ball. But can they use it? Here comes Gabršek. Kill of her own there off of the Brazilian defense. This is exactly what Slovenia need to keep doing. Getting their passes up to their setter, giving their offense a chance. That's where their strength lies. And they just haven't really been able to capitalize on that as much as they should have. Brazil giving Slovenia another easy ball. Can they take advantage of that? Gonna need to swing harder than that. Suellen handily pops that ball back over. And it's another big swing, but this time Slovenia are ready for that tip from Eduarda. It's a roll shot. Again, they're there. Slovenian defense really picking up here. What great coverage by the Brazilians. This is an absolute masterclass, this rally, and Llewellyn finishes it off once again, but the line judge calls it off, calls it out of bounds, says the ball hits the antenna, and it's a point for Slovenia, really important point for Slovenia. Let's see here. It's hard to tell from this angle, but what the line judge calls, he's got the best view of anybody else here. Oh, it's an easy point for Brazil. What a shame. Shame for Slovenia, excellent for Brazil. As Liana goes back to the service line, but she's coming out now. Pamela coming in to take that first serve back for Brazil. Tight ball, but Kotnik able to do something with that. That's great. Foresi takes a big swing, trying to hit on some hands, but she just misses, so point goes to Slovenia. Yeah, she was really looking for that. Kotnik very nearly got her hands on it, but Slovenia lucked out there. Oh, great pickup by the Brazilian libero. It's another point for Brazil as Fioresi gets called on a lift. And Brazil calls a timeout. Slovenia managing to get themselves back within 1 point of Brazil here. Keeping them in this set, which is just exactly what they need. Brazilian team just taking a timeout to disrupt that momentum. Have a chance, just have a chat, regroup, get their head in the game. Exactly what the Brazilian coach is saying. Just think, be smart. Talked a bit of tactics. They get each other pumped up. They're going to come back out onto that court and remind everybody who they are and why they're here.
Substitution for Brazil, in comes Camila.
Supporters de la Slovénie, s'il vous plaît. Si oui, à 3, à 2, 3.
Kotnik sitting back on the service line for Slovenia. They're looking to build up a few more points. If they can take a lead here, that might give them just a little push that they need to keep carrying on and getting points here. It's like a bit of a lineup check on the Brazilian side, but everything's good now. Lovely pass up. Llewellyn goes in for the swing. And point goes to Brazil as a lift is called on Slovenia. Oh, it's a lovely short serve from Eduarda. Gabricek did well to get that up. Give it to Verbeek. Ah, and it's a lovely return by Eduarda. She got lucky there. Great bit of defending. It deflected off of her hands, but Doesn't matter as long as it lands in bounds. Slovenia not ready for that one. Ah, lovely bit of blocking there for Brazil. Danila exactly where she needs to be. She did well to cover that. Make sure that that overpass didn't come over.
Slovenian timeout.
And this time it's a Slovenian timeout as Brazil pull ahead 13-19.
On aimerait également mettre à l'honneur tous les volontaires qui font un travail absolument remarquable depuis le début de la compétition.
Slovenians starting to make a few little errors. They're not staying ready. They're not ready to move and react to what Brazil's sending over. It's caused them to lose a couple of points. They've made some errors, but it's okay. They have time to regroup and get their heads together and focus in on what they need to do in this match. Eduardo waiting for the ball, but she's ready now at the service line. She's looking to her team to see where she's meant to be going. She locks right in on her target. Once again, giving it to Vrabic. This time she doesn't connect quite right, and the ball sails out, so that's a good point for Brazil. And sometimes when they start to make errors, teams start to take a bit of power off the ball on their swings, and Slovenia can't do that. They can't afford to lose that offensive power that they've built up, and that is a great ace for Eduarda. It was a beautiful serve. Right in that really difficult area on a player right in front of their chest. It's really hard to play those up. You have to get your arms in just the right spot. Set up for Suellen. She takes a big swing, but she misses right into the net. Slovenia breathes a sigh of relief there. She just contacted that ball a bit too low, let it drop down too far.
Double substitution for Brazil.
So double substitution for Brazil. Fiorese comes in, as well as Captain Petit, coming in to finish off this match once and for all, probably. Slovenian captain Gabršček does a nice serve over. Brazilians keeping that ball nice and low, taking advantage of that speed, and it gives them an easy kill. When they keep that ball low, the Slovenian team are not fast enough to close their blocks, position their defense in time. It's getting them a lot of good points. Nice easy ball over to Slovenia. They need to convert this into a point. It goes to Gabršček, but Brazil able to scramble and put that back over, and that's a lovely second attack by Otspeak into that deep corner. She was in a great position to set the ball, but she saw that opportunity and she took it. What great play and a court awareness. Oh, lovely, lovely pass by Suellen, and it goes back over. Slovenia not able to get it over. That's 4 touches. Once again, Vrabic with a big swing. It goes into the block, and Brazil get called for a lift again. Captain Petit says, no way, it wasn't me. I didn't lift it. Verhoeven goes back to the service line. Lovely pass by Libro. For Brazil, it's a quick tip down, but Slovenia all over the court here. Oh, it's another great swing by Vrabic. Give it to Vrabic, you get a kill. That is the theme of this match. She's doing a great job. It's not a perfect set. It's a great position, though, and she really got her body underneath of that, able to put some power onto it as she reached. An easy side out for Brazil. They're inching ever closer to match point. Slovenia are going to have to change something pretty drastically to stop them. Captain Petit goes back to the service line. She's looking where she's going. Verbeek trying to push that ball deep, wasn't able to get a good hand on it. They're scrambling to get that ball back. Great job on the Slovenian side, but it's another decisive hit for Brazil. They're finishing these points with a really strong offense. Eduarda, once again, huge gap in the block, huge gap in the defense. She's able to take advantage of that. Nice pickup by Libro. It's a big swing, but good effort by Slovenia to get that ball. It's an easy over to Brazil. Eduarda taking advantage once again, and that paid off. Libro Giselle did a great job getting those passes up to her setter. Eduarda wouldn't have been able to get that point had she not. Lovely bit of play from Brazil. They're very pleased. It's nice to see so many smiles. Oh, and it goes long. Point goes to Brazil. They're inching ever closer. It's a free ball, nice high ball. Gives Brazil lots of time to get set up and get a great big swing on that from Filomena. Lovely stuff. Yep, lovely. I mean, once again, Slovenia don't really have one full block up when Filomena hit that ball. Ospeak kind of flew through the air to try and get to that, but she had no support, and you cannot let this Brazilian offense have an open net. Vrabic takes a swing. It's good coverage. She's not able to turn around and get to that. Very frustrating. Brazil are unstoppable at the minute. They're just swinging their hearts out, but they're staying disciplined and they're covering and they're playing defense like they should as well. It's not just about the big swings. Ospeak struggles to get that ball up. Vrabic sends it over. Eduarda tries another push, but they're ready this time. Great coverage by Giselle. Oh, it's a lovely little push there by Vrabic. She doesn't even have to swing to get a point, it seems. Giselle just slightly out of position there. She wasn't able to get behind that ball. Oh, and it's a great swing by Filomena. Slovenia in exactly the right place, and it's Vrabic again. She's having a cracking match. Lovely positioning, back row, front row, it doesn't matter. Brazil speeding up that offense again. Lovely shot down the line. Ospeak didn't really have a chance. Lovely swing by Filomena. They should be very pleased with that. And that's an ace to finish off the set and the match for Brazil. They came in like a world-class team. The world-class team that they are, really, and just showing us all why they're here. Really strong offense, lovely bit of defense and passing, but most importantly, the game-changing thing in this match was blocking. Players, after they celebrate, go and tell each other, well done, congratulations at the net.
Bravo à l'ensemble des écoles, mention spéciale à l'école Sainte-Anne de Valence qui a été absolument remarquable.
It's an excellent result here for Brazil. They've won this set handily, or won this match handily, 3-0. Really decisive sets. And once again, just showing the world why they're world championships. They're here to win a gold medal. They're not here to settle for bronze again. And they just brought the fire and they brought the skills to do that. Slovenia, on the other hand, they fought really, really hard, but they're just not able to get there. Lovely to see the teams all out there celebrating. Here we see it again, just an absolute dominant performance by Brazil. And Slovenia, unfortunately, their chances at a medal are over. They'll move. The scores of this match, 25-14, 25-18, 25-15, all to Brazil. Just leaving absolutely no doubt as to who the better team was today.
Three wins from three, and they will definitely be fighting for a medal, but one hell of a that.
Brazil all looking really happy, really relieved, as they should. They've made it into the semifinals, and they've brought an absolute masterclass in sitting volleyball to us all here today. 36 kills. But it's their blocking that really made the difference. Their aggressive serving, and Slovenia just didn't have an answer to any of that. There were far too many faults, far too many errors on the Slovenian side as well. And they just, unfortunately, never really got a chance to get going and really challenge the Brazilian squad. And here we go, Brazil winning their pool handily, undefeated in pool play against Canada, Slovenia, and Rwanda. There's one more match yet to go to determine the final standings after that, but Brazil are in the semifinals. No doubt all the players will have a lot of things that they want to work on going forward. And Brazil defeat Slovenia 3-0 in an excellent match to conclude pool play for Pool B of the women's competition in Paris 2024. The win solidifies Brazil's place in the semifinals, keeping their hopes for a medal alive. Unfortunately for Slovenia, this loss means that they don't get to move on to the semifinals, but they do go on to classifications later in this competition. But it's an excellent match to conclude pool play here in the North Paris Arena today, and an absolute masterclass from Brazil on sitting volleyball.